Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I am Michael Huber. It is May the 1st right now, brand new month. We got Daniel Bloodworth over here.
Hello.
We got Michael Damiani.
Sad he didn't do the It's Gonna Be May.
It's already May.
Yeah.
It's already May. It's not gonna be. It is. It
still
is
can
May.
do it. I think the 1st of May you're allowed to still do
You
it.
got like a 1 day buffer
I think
on
you
that?
have like a
lot of people
1 day
like they
grace
think it's on the
window
4th
to
of
do
May.
it.
Gonna be the
Because if
rest
you
of May.
yeah, there you go. You can still do it.
I honestly, I take the fact that I didn't see anyone doing that meme as an omen of an ill portent of how dark the times are.
Just trying to like get through the months.
Maybe more people are just soured on Justin Timberlake. I don't know.
That's also possible.
Also joining us in the control room, making it all happen, Isla Hank.
Hey,
Right.
may the first be with you.
Yes. I'm bummed I've not seen Revenge of the Sith in theaters. There's just too much going on. I had to see Sinners last week or the week before that. And then now I got to see Thunderbolts.
That crazy Fortnite thing going on too.
Oh my God. Fortnite this season's going to be so
Tomorrow.
nuts.
Yeah.
There's like 5 events during the season. It's going to be crazy.
We were gonna go see Revenge of the Sith, but Sophia's like in love with Claire Obscure, so
Hell yeah.
I'm
Nice.
playing that.
If it was Phantom Menace, I would have seen it twice by now.
Wow.
We also got Don Casanova in there. Revenge of the Sith. It's a good one. It was my brother's favorite of the new
Revenge
three,
of
or
the Jedi.
prequel trilogy. My brother loved that movie.
He says it gets better with age. Finer, like a fine wine.
I love it. The Revenge of the Sith rips.
It's interesting because I haven't seen 2 or 3.
2 is
except
my
for
least
the theaters.
Dude, I
that's
like-
the only time I ever watched those movies was when they first came out.
Blood, I might like Rise of Skywalker more than Attack
You
of the
shut your
Clones.
mouth.
Attack of the
shut your
Clones is
mouth,
one of my like least.
Rise of Skywalker
liked
has no
movies.
redeeming qualities whatsoever, and at least Attack of the Clones has. It's got Obi-Wan. It's got
rough.
Obi-Wan dicking around being a detective.
That great
That part is fun.
The diner scene is great.
Yeah.
And it has our favorite name of all time.
Sifo Dyas?
Master Cypher Diaz. Yeah, Django Fett's sick. Django's cool. And then also back
Django's
there,
lame as hell. What are you talking
I
about?
like Django. The fights are sick. Fights are so
Head
cool.
cut off.
And then back in the control room as well, the Rambo lore master, Gabby Montoot.
She says hi.
Rambo Lore Master.
Rambo. We watched some Rambo movies.
Oh dear.
Watch this month's reaction shots
yeah,
to hear
yeah.
The
about
last
that.
one's, the most recent one's pretty
Hubert,
bad.
don't electrocute yourself. I don't know what you're doing over there with that card and the plug.
You can't get electrocuted through paper.
I mean,
Can you?
You probably could.
Can you?
I wouldn't want to find out.
All right.
I'll look into it.
You're right. You're right.
You might
Here.
catch the paper on
Take it.
fire.
Actually, I'm keeping my bed away from you, Blood.
Paper is not a good conductor of electricity.
There it is.
It's an insulator, not a conductor. However, it could still,
Cause some damage.
yeah, it probably isn't a great
Don't mess
idea.
with plugs.
But it is a non-conductor. So
All right. Let's get into it. The topics. We haven't even discussed the topics.
Excuse me.
Bless you, Damiani.
wow.
A little
bit of that
chaotic energy. I love this. I love it. Damiani, you look great, by the way. I like that
Damiani's
shirt.
teasing mechanics and Skin Deep. That's what he's doing.
True.
Wait, mechanics in. Oh, I got it.
There's
Oh,
a sneeze meter.
This
I get it.
This week's topics: Borderlands 4 is coming.
Yeah, they had a big old state of play.
Yeah,
Emphasis on the bore.
Borderlands. I want. Never
We should
mind.
call it Badlands.
Predator Badlands.
Borderlands 4 Prey Badlands.
No more rally games from Codemasters. They talked about WRC probably being done.
No, it is done.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna get into
They're
it.
like, we
probably.
went all the
Not
way
only
with
it
this.
is done, and there are no other rally games.
Probability
in
is
the works.
100%.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Skin Deep, we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Isla and Blood played that. Blood's also going to be talking about Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3. Great title. Unbelievable title. Damiani's going to be talking about Lunar Remaster.
Oh, yeah.
And I cannot fucking wait to talk about Days Gone Remastered. I will be discussing that. And we got a top 10.
Yeah, top 10 intentionally funny games.
Intentionally fun.
Oh, great list. Yeah. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to this.
Definitely.
All right, let's get into it. We are starting off so depressingly, as we often do on this show.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I have looked for news before the podcast to fill in also this week, and it's just like overtaking.
Yeah.
Today has been insane.
This should be like the biggest topic of the day.
Yeah.
Considering our relevance to this.
Yes.
Independent media and right?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Many
Okay,
people
sorry.
lost their
Didn't wanna jump the gun.
jobs at Polygon and Giant Bomb. Vox sold Polygon to Valnet. The vast majority of the staff were instantly laid off.
Been through something like that.
Whoever is left will likely be told to just copy and paste from Reddit threads. So, like, just...
Also, like, Valnet is dark, weird.
Dude,
look into the
Bottom of the
history
barrel.
for yourself, but it is
Their
like trash
owner-
garbage.
There's like a big piece everyone's linking about the owner.
Yeah.
Like,
Does the word browsers mean anything to you? Like,
Yeah,
fuck,
that was the porn thing they started up? Okay, I'm just curious. That's what they started as.
Yeah, they're bottom of the barrel of under the barrel, basically, in terms of what they pay people. And then, I saw,
Disgusting.
that's what I was saying, from like, people literally had management tell them to just copy things from Reddit threads and to write more robotically.
Write more Robamiani.
Why can't you just use ChatGPT to write? Come on.
I like
You don't need to really write.
I liken this purchase to someone buying a Lamborghini and then taking the Lamborghini nameplate off of it and sticking it on the cheapest beater that they can find. And like, cool, I got a Lamborghini
Dude,
now.
that is a great metaphor.
Yeah.
I don't understand these fuckers
Problem.
buying this shit where it's like, hey, I'm gonna buy this thing, fire everyone that made it the thing.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. Like, there's a clip that's been going around of the Giant Bomb guys just being like, you own this company. Like, why are you fucking torching it?
Well-
And it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Giant Bomb, Damiani, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I agree with that, but also like recently watched that new video from Alana Pierce about the game industry sucks is the title, but like how like we're just consumers, we're not like the actual like people game companies care about. So like it extends to this as well. Like even though it doesn't make whenever there's a decision that doesn't make sense, it's like shareholders, investors.
Yeah,
they're
the
trying.
shareholders are the
They're trying to
customers.
find a way to increase the
my
month,
arch
like the
nemesis.
quarter over. Yep, like every quarter, got to have infinite profits,
Well, like,
infinite growth.
I think this is like a quote of a thread of a thing that I saw online today, but like I think it was somebody quoting Dan Reichert, maybe, but like they were saying that one of the CEOs or whatever, one of the like top whoever, asked if Grand Theft Auto was a big franchise.
Yeah, that was
And I'm like, what the fuck
Is it
are
a
you
big
even
franchise?
doing
Do a
in
lot
this
of people play
space?
GTA?
Do a lot of people play GTA? Like, what are you even doing in this space? Like, who told you about games
Yeah.
that you know enough that you want to spend millions of dollars to buy something, but you don't know if GTA is big? Like, what? How
crazy.
can those two things possibly
Yeah.
overlap?
Following the money somehow.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, but you don't know about the biggest, most
Exactly.
profitable game in
Sounds
the
like you're a
fucking
bad
world?
businessman. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's laughable.
Because they're just gonna ask ChatGPT about it eventually.
Yeah, and it'll just
They
lie
won't-
to them. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it'll
lie.
steal some
But they'll say
and then
that's what
make
it
some
is.
stuff up on top of it.
And then really
Yeah.
quickly, as well, we talked about Polygon and also Giant Bomb here. A series of events at Giant Bomb have resulted in Jeff Grubb, Dan Reichert, and Mike Minotti parting ways with the company. Fandom has issued a statement saying that it is engaged in, quote, a strategic reset and realignment of our media brands.
Yeah, strategic reset, as in like you have nobody there who cares about it anymore.
Earlier leadership at Fandom told them to stop live streaming and apparently wanted them to make their discussions more PG-13 for brand safety, aka allowing them to get more ad dollars. They
Yep.
spoke out against it on a podcast. Then that podcast was taken down. There was apparently talk of just making Giant Bomb a guide site. In any case, it sounds like what we know of Giant Bomb is done, with some of the staff remaining with GameSpot.
I don't know why, but the first thing that comes to my mind is the Howard Stern movie Private Parts.
Was just talking about that.
NBC was like telling him what he can't say on the radio.
WNBC.
Yeah.
It's literally just talking about that a minute ago.
Yeah. It's like this reeks of like something like that, where it's like you just cannot like, please don't say these words anymore because our advertisers are not happy with this. So we need to sell to advertisers. It's like, what are you even doing at this point then?
Shout out to George Carlin's curse word list. He just like reads the list of all the.
Yeah, I think Gershman was weighing in on a lot of this stuff too, and just like how the salespeople couldn't seem to sell anything, like just even the most basic stuff.
Because it was like R-rated, basically.
No, it wasn't. It's not even that. It's just they didn't know how to sell it. They just didn't know how to, get the attention on stuff that was like should have been very easy to do.
Yeah.
So you can check out that for more details on that. Yeah, and then like so many people have pointed out today too, the insanity of doing this right now.
Just on International Labor Day?
No, not that. The fact that we're about to have a console launch and Summer Game Fest.
Oh yeah.
And GTA 6.
Right.
What?
Hey.
Like you're just losing money. Like at least Viacom had the crooked wisdom to let us finish E3.
It's like, at least let them finish it all and then lay them off right after it's done. I mean, what kind of business suits are you guys? What kind of C-suits are you? You're not even doing it right. Holy shit.
Crooked wisdom, blood. That is one of the best things I've ever heard you say, man. That is so good. Yeah. It's just this alarming trend that just continues to keep happening and shows no signs of stopping, whether it's devs or, influencers or whatever it may be. People are just getting fired and laid off and consolidating as, strategic resets and realignments, economic headwinds.
Yeah.
Sophia was telling me that one of the Polygon people had described it as this transaction, and I'm just like, ugh.
Holy fuck.
Well, they wouldn't even talk to Chris Grant.
Yeah, they didn't even talk to the Polygon creator, yeah.
Yeah, like they weren't interested in what they thought would be best for the site. They just, again, they wanted the name. That's about it.
But, like, the thing that confuses me is, like, I don't know how much people are paying for this kind of stuff, but, like, do the parts, like, how do you make money on this? What do the parts go for? Like, just the website, like, Polygon.com is just going to park your AI articles that you pay no one to do, and then you just make money.
Basically.
Yeah. We live in a fucking nightmare.
You've been seeing the stuff that Kotaku's been forced to do with, like, every game, the most, like, basic stuff that they're going to put out for guides.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's a cool sword and Avowed, because they have a quota to fill for a ridiculous number of guides every week.
And trying to go up against IGN guides, man, that's a tough battle.
And then they're all getting ripped off by Google.
Yeah.
That just says such bad things about the state of, like, if you want to be video game adjacent like us, where we cover, like, we're not developers, but we cover the industry. So you want to be like a writer, you want to be a journalist. I saw one of the comments say, oh, in the US there must be like only, like, they were trying to be like super negative, saying like there are only like 100 writing jobs probably that like are salary paid. I was like, I don't even think there's like 100
there's probably not
anymore.
Even 10. Yeah.
I was like, the left and right, all the major ones are falling down.
There's
it's
still
like
quite a few sites out there, so I think 100 might be actually kind of accurate.
There are like 0 available though.
Sure. Like getting a job is pretty rare.
And this feeds into the fact that like everyone is now having to like self-fund doing Patreon, but like or similar things. And there's just like too much of that. I was even saying like today, people were saying like, I wish there was some like consolidation because like there's like over 100 independent places now, and I have to like give money to all of them.
I was just thinking this today, like we should just join with MinMax and Polygon and Giant Bomb and just create a giant
Avengers
super group.
Assemble.
Like let's just do that. Fuck everything.
Sure. I mean, that would be great, but doesn't address the real problem, which is not going to change anytime soon, which is like there should be something else that is like providing like the funds for these types of organizations to exist, because they don't need to like survive on advertising sales or things like that. Like a public fund for people
National
who do
Public
journalism,
Radio.
like stuff like that. But under the current administration, that ain't going to happen anytime soon. So it's like there should be money that is provided by like your government institutions to allow these things to continue on some level, because it's like the right way to do it, but it's just not going to happen. So we're in this rut where we have to support ourselves and support each other like this. And I like, it just pushes us into like the worst place possible. I mean, maybe it's like, yes, everyone like owns their own thing now, but like, how long can you really keep doing this as, you know, things start adding up, like costs keep adding up, like you're not making enough. Like eventually people are just going to go do other things. They're going to get like jobs elsewhere. And it's just going to like, what about aspiring people?
Yeah.
Like they're just going to see like YouTube and Twitch, and they're going to see what makes the most money and like gets the biggest thing, reacting to other people's shit. Like I'm watching someone else's stuff and like adding like no real like meaningful, worthwhile commentary. I'm just making faces and sounds like, oh, that's awesome and shit. Or I'm just like regurgitating shit, or worse, going to start using AI and ChatGPT and shit like that to spew out crap and just not even create anything original. So it's like, I
graduated in 2011.
I
graduated in 2011 with a journalism degree, and even then, like that was that 13 years ago? 14 years. 14 years ago.
Jeez.
Then it was like bleak. It was like, oh man, journalism degree, pretty dicey, pretty sketchy. Like now, 2025, like I've like
what's even more bleak to me is like it's all built on the skeleton of lies. Like these sites, like, you know, they get ad revenue from impressions traffic, but like impressions numbers are always like wrong and like way higher than actual engagement numbers. Like you might have 300,000 impressions, quote unquote, but like 30 like actual click-throughs or actual readers or whatever. Like the numbers are often that different.
Wow.
And like advertisers are selling to each other half the time on these impressions numbers because like they're all just like bullshitting each other. Mm-hmm. And so it's like money going from false numbers to other things, and it's just like a weird cycle. It's like the stock market just being based mostly on emotions and lies and fear, where it's like just rumors and like fake numbers. I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that goes into Alana's video that went up this week that they were talking about. Damiani brought it up, I think. But because I watched that last night too, and she goes through a pretty like 200-page report.
Yeah.
You know, and she was saying that like basically what happened, like the industry actually is doing better than it was a couple of years ago, but now they've run out of basically the lottery money. Like there were people that were projecting that like the line was going to go way up like this, and the line went like that, and so it's like it's not that it's down, it's not that it's even flat, it's just not as high as it was, and now there's not any kind of new thing like mobile or VR or NFTs or any of that stuff for people to throw crazy money at thinking that they're going to get rich. Yeah. And so they're moving on to AI where they think they're going to get rich and other stuff like that.
Skynet.
And so, that's essentially what we need is better investors. And I'm a little optimistic right now for what's going on with Game Informer, because that seems like the guys that, you know, brought them back are like, no, they care about the company and about the brand, and they don't need explosive growth that just needs to be sustainable, you know, and so hopefully that'll go well in the end. We'll, you know, have to see.
Yes, and like they're all great guys over there and stuff, but there were people who, like, to be fully transparent, there were some people who like kind of raised a bit of an eyebrow about the source of that, and like there were questions and stuff. So like, it's very hard, I think, to secure any kind of like outside funding, and if it's not like through like a Patreon. Like if you're going to like get like investments right now, I think like I don't know how many like truly good-natured ones are out there, because the nature of it is to make money and answer to shareholders. So like, they might talk a good game to you and make you feel good, but at the end of the day, I think when push comes to shove, I don't know. I still feel like my like greatest fear is that like that's just like living on borrowed time. Like I hope it's not, and I hope it turns out well. But I mean, it's I get really like worried about that. And to Huber's thing real quick about like, you know, journalism, I don't think we've gotten to this point yet, like where other media outlets have succumbed to this, but like We're just at like the financial strain part where people are just trying to like find a way to keep it profitable, make money. But like we haven't even gotten to like to the part where they maybe don't want like, you know, who's in charge of it, and like, are they going to, you know, maybe say like, we don't want you to cover this stuff anymore, like, and we don't care. Like you're gonna have like, are they gonna be setting like agendas or things like that?
Yeah.
And
that's what
they don't. Yeah, they have
Well,
been, and they don't
like,
care because they don't care if people are properly informed. They just want a certain narrative, and they want people honestly to be dumber and less
100%.
informed because you're easier to control that way.
100%.
We're fully at that point,
and it's all built on a house of cards because like the platform we're streaming this onto right now, and the platform we're going to put it onto, you know, in a day. Are owned by two of the largest corporations in the world, and like they could just change TOS and say like, nah, you can't talk about this stuff. We don't want you talking about market numbers. You know, like they could do that, and it's like it's all just so fragile. And also, back to kind of what Blood was saying with like the corporate or like angel investor stuff and whatever. It's like, you know, because the silver lining with this kind of stuff is often like, oh, they're going to form an Easy Allies, you know, and like do that kind of a thing. And it's like, as we have seen the trajectory, and like COVID really fucked everything up too, is like the private sector spending power is way down too. Yeah. And so like people were saying that the mind share, the available, you know, spendable income for outlets like ours, especially multi-person outlets like ours, is basically gone. And like that's why you see, you know, single streamers performing better, or, you know, that kind of content doing better, because it plays into like, you know, attention span TikTok culture kind of stuff too, which is a different topic, but also just like that's where people want to spend their money more now. So I worry for everyone, like, because I want us to be more successful, to continue to exist, et cetera, and I want all these people to start their own thing so they can stop being under the boot heel of a corporate overlord. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm so worried for them and for us that there's a timer on it as well, and like the economy and like all that stuff, because like, you know, something like COVID, we saw our revenue tank, and like, you know, there's always the honeymoon period. There's always the heyday of like, oh my God, look at how good so-and-so is doing. But then it just kind of plateaus or falls down over the years, you know, and you see it happen with pretty much everybody. Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, I just wonder, like, is this the sustainable option? You know, like, is there a future for any of this? I'm feeling so bleak.
It's good. Yeah. I mean, it's good to worry, but I mean, it's like you're talking about like COVID, but we have the current situation. I mean, everyone let's just like call it what it's not, economic uncertainty, but it's straight up this administration's like tariff situation is causing so much uncertainty with companies. Like, what company is going to invest shit in anything right now when like so much of this is tied up in like a quagmire of like misinformation, like what's really, are they going to change their mind tomorrow? There's just no, chaos. And people don't want to like deal with that. And so that's just going to cause people to, tighten purses as it starts impacting things in the coming months. As, things don't change, it's going to get way worse. Just wait. And then on top of that, the rising price of things right now. Like, I know it's in the also this week, but the Xbox following suit. I mean, with raising all their global prices on like their consoles and pretty much everything except the base controller. Crazy. And it's like, we know why they're doing this. They just won't say why. And sure, rich people are still going to get by buying this stuff just fine, but for like the average person, there's just not going to be enough money to go around. So like Patreon sports like that, it's going to start drying up. It's going to get worse for everyone. And like the people trying to fall back to stuff like this, and like people try their best to support each other, as I said, but like, it's all heading like in a bad direction right now, and like I'd like to see some like optimism, hope, as like Huber's trying to get to. Like I want to see something like, sure, Switch 2 doing huge numbers, like the pre-order selling out despite it being like a cluster F, and probably GTA 6 will save the industry. Like, there's those things obviously to look forward to, but like, will that translate into anything meaningful in terms of change, or is it just like they'll have record numbers and nothing else changed? Kind of like when companies have record profits and they don't lower the price of anything for consumers. Like, McDonald's like keeps going up and up in price, and it's like, I mean, they had a bad quarter, but like they had been doing well, and it's like, wait, why not just lower your damn prices? And now everyone's just raising prices, so it's like, we're cooked. I don't know what else to say. That we're just cooked.
Too. The products are getting worse, and the prices are going up.
Yeah.
You gotta give them hope.
Try to
give us hope.
I just gotta make it to GTA 6, man. I just gotta get there.
But that's an interesting thing that Alana was saying, Huber, is that like one of the biggest competitors to all of us right now is just TikTok and Twitter and all that stuff.
Definitely.
That is our death now.
And so like one of the reasons that like people aren't playing as much time checking out new games is they're not even on the store to check out new games. So she was thinking like maybe there's a ray of hope that when GTA 6 comes, people will actually be turning on their console and be like, oh, what else is in the store?
Yeah.
And pick up other games too.
Yeah. And things like even Expedition 33, you know, I feel like
that actually thankfully, you know, there was enough buzz for that game that it actually did over 1 million already. Yeah.
Love that.
So
love those stories. 30 people.
Yeah. People corrected some of that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they have outsourcing.
They outsourced 400
it's definitely
people,
more than that. Yeah. They don't say it was only made by that many people. That's
the core team is. So,
core team, yeah. Predator versus shareholders. I would watch it. All right.
I mean, yeah. That'd be great.
The Predators are like, you know, corporate overlords. What would they? Yeah, how would their thing be? Like, it's the RoboCop scene right at the end. The OG RoboCop.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Seriously, shout out to Polygon and Giant Bomb. And
like
everyone affected by all this craziness. We're gonna make it together. We gotta learn to live together, or we're gonna die alone. Jack Shepard lost.
I think Grub's supposed to be on Kind of Funny in the morning too.
Oh, okay.
So
I
probably get
saw
some more on
nickname
that.
it. Was it Kinda Grubby? They called it.
Kinda grubby.
Should trademark that now.
That is good. Kind of grubby.
Wasn't
really
me.
Good.
Someone else came up with it, but yeah. Huber, maybe you're right. Was it Isla, or I think Isla was saying it for sure. So credit to Isla. But like, the hope is maybe this, like all these other mediums, you know, think the end solution is like super leagues, or whatever in sports. the super journalist group. There you go. the League of Super Journalists.
Like, I mean,
the Avengers of journalism.
Yeah,
there
I'm
you go.
so into it.
Well, and also like people always talk about, you know, unions for game makers. Is there a way to make a union for?
I mean, I think Polygon was in a union.
I think
that's
were.
right. They made a union, yeah.
So yeah.
But I was gonna say like weird gaming infotainment, freaks like us. Could we unionize together? Like, what do we do?
Against who? Random.
I mean, I guess who
against our own patrons. You have to give us more.
I don't think that works.
All right, switching gears, let's talk about a video game. Borderlands 4.
Yeah.
Huge state of play. A lot going down with Borderlands.
Yeah, you don't have to read all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just take the notes when I go through these.
They had a state of play yesterday. The day before, they also announced that the release date is moving up slightly earlier from September 23rd to September 12th.
Yeah.
What do they know? Do they know about GTA? Do they know that GTA is coming?
This is the funny thing. Everyone is like instantly talking about GTA. And my thought is no. This is not, because a couple weeks ago we learned a Marathon was coming out the same day as Borderlands 4. I'm like, oh, that's a bad call.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's gonna be playing Borderlands.
Yeah, Marathon ain't no threat.
And so I think that because like this is a state of play, everything's being shown on a PS5 Pro. I think somebody over at Sony was like, "Hey, can you move this a little bit? You know, we got our game coming. Can you shift that somewhere?"
That's a good theory, Blake.
No, it's that Take-Two connection. Someone in there knows they know.
I agree.
They know what's up. They know what's up. They're like, maybe we should move this up a little bit. Give it like maybe a few weeks, right? Here's your hope, Huber, right there.
Yeah.
They know it. It's coming. It's all but confirmed,
All but
Huber.
confirmed.
All but confirmed.
Hell yeah.
Just wait for that next trailer, baby. It'll have that date. Don't worry.
Love it, dude. Yes. Yo, May 15th is their their earnings call.
Take Two?
Yeah, shit's going down, dude.
Okay.
Shit's going down. Be ready. Everybody be ready. Get your GTA hats on. But Borderlands 4, the grapple hook excites me because I always love mobility. Any kind of air dash, grapple vibe that just makes combat encounters on the whole exciting.
Yeah, they've added a whole lot of stuff to the new base moveset. So the grapple is in there. There's a glide. It's on like a meter that like you can like kind of float across a gap a little bit more.
Love that.
There's a dash, double jump, and climbing is in there now too. So
Dude.
Go up walls and stuff.
Love a good grapple or hook shot. So good.
Same. But how are we feeling? How are we feeling on Borderlands? You know, my opinion is pretty mixed on Borderlands. Ironically, Tales from the Borderlands is my favorite one.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I like all of these games quite a bit. I am not the guy that runs back and does all the end game stuff. I pretty much am like, I do the story playthrough, and then maybe I play a little bit with my friends here and there. And then DLCs when they drop, then I come back, play through that. So I'm more
always pretty intense.
More
DLCs.
of a story player, not in terms of difficulty, but just in terms of like how I run through that game, right?
Yeah.
I was surprised to hear that it's been 16 years of Borderlands now, though.
It's wild.
And a lot of this does feel like more refinement than like big new stuff.
Yeah, smart.
Like they had like this guy's got like this kind of like blade arms as one of his moves or whatever. They only showed, and they tend to do this, like they showed 2 of the new characters because every time they have new playable characters. But they're on a new planet for the first time. So like Lilith transported Pandora's moon and busted into this place that had been like shielding itself from everybody's prying eyes and like just basically like they were like lording over all these people in secret all this time, and now like they shattered the force field.
Crazy.
And all the Vault Hunters are coming in and like helping the rebellion and all of that. They basically like cracked this wide open for you to come in and explore and all that. The two new Vault Hunters though is Vex and Rafa. Vex is the new Siren. She's the one with the purple goth girl with the like bat wings going on.
We love purple goth girls.
So they showed.
we do.
Some are like like her phase abilities or whatever, but then she also has a variant because you can like pick different action skills right for each character. She has one where like she summons a familiar with a PH.
I love summoning classes. I love that shit.
But it's like a big purple like tiger essentially.
Sick.
But what's cool about the way her phase abilities or whatever you want to call them are, including the tiger, is that they will change based on the element of your current gun.
Oh, okay.
So if you swap to a fire weapon, then you have a fire tiger. If you swap to an ice weapon, you have an ice tiger. That's fun.
That's fun.
And then Rafa is the other guy. He's a former soldier with an exosuit, and he destructs weapons, and that's what the arm blades where he's spinning around and stuff.
Love exosuits. Elysium.
Yeah, trying to see what else.
Bad movie, cool concept.
Oh, one thing that I don't like, straight up don't like, is there's like this new little floaty guide robot named Echo 4.
Oh no.
And it's like
Echo 4.
We'll like put like a little like path to like here's where the main mission is and stuff like that.
Is this thing just like
is it optional?
Spouting dialogue nonstop?
I'm sure it's optional. I don't know how much of a character they are. I'm sure they're somewhat of a character. They talked about making this one more grounded, which is interesting.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
I've been hearing about that for a while, that like they've changed the direction with the writing with this.
Yeah.
So
good.
Remains to be seen how that will go. Oh yeah, they're about to show the glide here, Huber. So they're gonna glide and then climb.
Yeah, sick. We love. Yeah, it's like the Warlock Destiny.
Yeah. People were pointing out there's some Destiny-esque stuff throughout.
Yeah, some of the enemies looked like Destiny too a little bit. I was like, what the hell?
Also, the vehicles this time are kind of like hover bikes, kind of like Destiny as well, rather than the Jeeps and stuff like that. Still customizable and all that.
Yeah. That's cool.
Full crossplay at launch, which is nice. They talked about.
It's always nice when that stuff's confirmed. I know we take it for granted sometimes, but it's really nice.
Yeah, they talked about you can all have different difficulty settings. So I can be on easy and you can be on hard when we're playing in the same group, and it works all that out. They talked about being able to fast travel to other players if you get separated.
Great.
That's cool.
You can also, for the first time, you can actually replay missions and bosses if you want to go back to something without like playing through the full story all over again.
Great. Quality of life, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And 2-player couch co-op split screen is back too.
Great.
Yeah.
I did that with the first one.
Yeah. Oh, one of the things that you could do with the grapple, Huber, is I saw them that you could actually grapple like explosives off of enemies and then like toss
Halo
them
Infinite,
out. Yeah.
dude. That stuff was so fun. Cool.
Trying to see what else is in here. Returning characters, of course, they always do that. Like the previous Vault Hunters become NPCs and stuff. They did this crazy new thing with the manufacturers, because you know how you have all the different manufacturers that have different kind of properties. So like
and stuff,
Malawan is like focused on elemental damage, and Torg is like about everything blowing up. So we've got 3 new manufacturers. There's the Order, which is like charge guns. You like charge up and blast, kind of like the charge shot in Metroid.
So fun.
That's sick.
There is Ripper. Fully automatic weapons.
Rip and tear.
The Threadripper.
And then Daedalus, they said, like, can use multiple ammo types. So you could just, when you have that gun, like, whatever bullets you have, it'll
That's
lead
cool.
them. Yeah.
That's fun.
But the big change that they did here is what they call licensed parts. And I'm going to have to, like, see this in action to see how I feel about it.
Okay.
But, like, a gun can have parts from different manufacturers. So you can have like an attachment that's Malawan.
So you can really spec out your build.
Well, you don't build them. It's like that's the rarity of the loot is going to determine like what's
so
on
you
the
can't
gun.
swap parts, you're saying?
I don't think you swap parts. No, I think they just how they drop, like they have different arrangements of parts. Right?
That probably helps with their numbers of like there are 385 million guns in Borderlands or whatever. That probably pads that number.
Yeah. They also talked a little bit about, which I thought was interesting, about tweaking the loot drops in general.
Please be less loot.
Well, I don't know about less loot, but they're saying that they wanted to make sure that legendaries felt special again because people felt like Borderlands 3, like there were too many legendaries popping up.
Yeah.
So they're tweaking that kind of thing there.
Okay.
Too many legendaries.
Yeah. They've replaced artifacts with a thing called enhancements, which will actually give you bonuses to specific manufacturers. So if you like Torg or you like Tediore, you can get enhancement and like boost that up and kind of like get that synergy going.
Sounds like a lot of min-maxing going on here. Just
yeah. They even said min-maxing at some point.
Shut up.
And then they've replaced the grenade slot with what they call ordnance, and so that's includes grenades and rocket launchers and like other heavy weapons like turrets and or like big auto machine gun type things.
Yeah.
And so what they're saying is, like with the rocket launchers in particular, I think is the biggest thing here. Is like before, like a rocket launcher would just like take up one of your slots.
Yeah.
And now, like, that's not going to be the case. The rocket launcher will be in your ordnance slot.
That's beautiful.
Instead of your gun slot. And you won't have to have the ammo. It'll be on a cooldown.
Great.
So
take that, Resident Evil. I need room for that. No more.
And then they just showed like a lot of specific stuff. There's one part in this that I thought was really funny where it's like they were talking about there's dynamic weather and dynamic events as you're just crossing the map and stuff, so that like there's always something happening. It's like and they said this line was like there's always something to shoot no matter what, and it was the footage in that moment. They were literally just driving across like an empty snowbank.
That's funny.
There was nothing to shoot right there.
It's funny. Yeah, I still feel like there's a lot of hype for this, considering the movie didn't do too well. I don't think it like damaged the brand.
No,
really.
They actually got a boost
They're just
despite
moving
how
right
bad
through.
the movie did when the movie came out. So, I think the nice thing about Borderlands is that there's still not a lot of people that have like exactly copied it, and so when a new one comes out, it doesn't feel entirely been there, done that.
It's a really good point, Blood.
Yeah. There's just, especially with the creativity that they get with the different gun variations. Like when you pick up a legendary, it's like, what the heck even is this?
What even is this gun?
How do you keep coming up with ideas for these ridiculous things?
Yeah.
I was having a good time with the freaking like ice grenades in Borderlands 3 because that was a newer thing.
Love ice grenades.
And you would have ice grenades that like you would throw it and then it would like spawn more grenades and it would just like
oh my
create,
god,
like,
little clusters. That's so fun. Yeah. If you are looking for some dopamine, this game is definitely for you. Things are popping, things are flying out, things are leveling up, numbers are going up. There is just
lots of numbers.
Non-stop. Will this be the Borderlands I get into? I don't know. The idea of this massive open world game already is slightly intimidating, but Blood, honestly, the main reason I haven't gotten super into Borderlands, just haven't had like 2 or 3 other people to play the whole thing with.
You wanted that, yeah.
This to me is
I've always been fine with doing a single player, but I know a lot of people are more in the multiplayer side of it.
It's such a co-op game, dude, and I just like could never find a like-minded soul that would just like be down to run through it all, except when I lived with a roommate in college. That's why we went through Borderlands 1 split screen. So Borderlands 1 is like the one I played the most because we just like, we were there. We were in the same house. But then the other one's just because of online.
2 is the big one. I feel like everyone was like, play with the person, play with the person.
Yeah,
like,
Borderlands 2 blew up for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm surprised you missed that one.
I know. I maybe got like a third of the way through on it and then just trying to sync up with people and playing it. And maybe I should just try solo or with you, Blood, because I know you'll be playing.
Yeah. And they're doing a hands-on event in June. I don't know when in June, but
nice.
We'll see that. Yeah, that's the weapon manufacturer thing with the different parts.
It's looking good, for sure. It's looking like when you said it's more refined, that is exactly what I would want from Borderlands, for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next up, Codemasters.
Oh, yeah, this nonsense.
Says no rally games in development.
Yep.
Shout out to Rally. For like 2 years of my life, I really wanted to be a rally driver.
Nice.
But they don't like insure you in America to do that. At least when I was looking into it, I would have had to move to like Australia or some shit. And I was like, that's not in the cards.
Yes.
But yeah, they Bloodworth. You just go.
Yeah. So this is they put this out yesterday. They said that after releasing EA Sports WRC in 2023 and the 2024 season, yada yada yada. The 2024 season will be our last expansion. For now, we are pausing development plans on future rally titles.
For now.
Rest assured, EA Sports WRC will continue to be available for existing and new players. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, you can buy the old game, but and we're playing my Dirt Rally 2.0.
Oh yeah.
Review. Just
sick.
Just to give them.
Just the vibes.
Yeah, I mean that game is terrifying. You're riding on a very narrow road in the dark through the woods.
The co-op driver navigator in Rally is like one of my favorite things of all time, dude. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. So, but this is the thing. This is the thing I was worried about from when EA bought Codemasters, is that, all this stuff was going to go away.
Yeah.
And now, so basically the timeline of what happened is, so Codemasters was making Dirt for years, and there was the WRC was done by smaller team. It was Big Ben Interactive, now Nacon, that was publishing them.
Yeah.
And they were up to like 11 games or whatever for WRC.
Wow.
And
that many? Holy moly.
Codemasters got the WRC license, and so now they're not making Dirt. And then EA bought Codemasters, and now Codemasters isn't making WRC. So nobody is making a high-end rally game at all.
Which patron was obsessed with
Beaten Down Brian?
Beaten Down Brian.
And he chatted with me too about this
Dude.
on Blue Sky and stuff. But it's just, oh my gosh. And it's just like so depressing that there's not a great rally game like this anymore, because these guys were the masters of this. So I looked through their Moby games. Codemasters started back in 1984.
Whoa.
There were 8 pages of games credited to them. And a lot of it was before, like they were doing like a lot of like different versions of games on like different PC platforms and all that kind of thing. Then they started to come into the racing forefront in the 90s with the Micro Machine games, and then the first like real big rally game was the Colin McRae in 1998.
Yep.
Which that was kind of like their brand.
Yeah.
While they were still making other games and stuff, and then Dirt came in 2007, which was originally a Colin McRae game as well. And then the Dirt games kind of got into like other types of off-road and stuff, and there was some mixed feedback because they weren't as rally focused, and they got into the Gymkhana and everything, and so they had Dirt Rally, and then Dirt Rally 2.0, and then they finally got the WRC license. And in the interim and all that, they started doing F1 games, and they picked up the team that used to be Evolution Studios that did Drive Club and MotorStorm and all that after Sony laid those guys off. They picked up Slightly Mad Studios that did Project Cars. And so like even when like EA did this press release when they got them in 2021, like they talked about F1, Dirt, Grid, Project Cars, all of the stuff that now F1 is the only thing that they're doing, it seems like.
F1's huge right now.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. It's huge right
that's
now.
All EA cares about.
Yeah, follow the money.
Is their Madden, their FC, all of that. All of these other great, like, they had Onrush. They've had so many other, like, crazy creative ideas.
We're out here just looking for a wave race and an F-Zero, right, Don? Jeez.
And we can't even get a good rally game.
I know.
So,
but they said for now, Blood, there's hope there. You got to give them hope.
They didn't say for now.
Huh?
They said that they are pausing development plans on future rally titles.
For now.
Where's the for now?
I thought you said for now in the beginning. You started...
You could get the
They say that you can still buy EA Sports WRC.
Oh, shit. Okay,
There's no plans right now for them to actually make a rally game.
Yeah, and like, what would it take for them to kickstart that? I always say, like, you need a lot of things for a game to be made. One of the most important things is having a champion that wants to make it, that wants to do it. What is it going to take to get Rally back? Because F1 is having a big moment. F1 has ballooned in popularity in the last, 2 years. But yeah, I feel like Rally will always be just a little more niche.
Yeah, and in a way, I almost feel like Rally Gaming...
Yo, VP Racing Fuel, love that shit. 100 octane.
Rally Gaming might actually be bigger than, that, actual Rally, audience. It's just one of those things where it's, the video games appeal to a lot of people that may not actually watch the sport, right? I don't know if I've ever actually,
Peter Solberg
sat down and watched Rally on cable or anything,
He's watching
But it feels really good to play.
Yeah.
And... So anyways, the one thing I thought we could maybe segue into this is this is nothing new. This is how EA works.
Yeah.
So I want other people to be able to vent and talk about what EA has taken from you.
EA, dude. Dead Space is back, so we lived through that.
But they took it away again.
And then they took it away again.
They didn't approve it again.
How many times am I going to be... made to believe they're making Titanfall 3 and they're not.
Yeah, dude.
That and also this Titanfall taken away again.
I was never into it. Tried to. Still, what an amazing game. Holy crap. The game was the Metroid Prime I wanted that I never got. The follow-up to Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
And, no more.
Nope.
Even the recent one, it was this extraction shooter. It was even proper. I was like, no. Even when it's canceled, it's not even Titanfall 3. It's something else. I'm like, damn it.
Seriously, what is that about, dude? Just make a Titanfall 3 for crying out loud.
I'll never do it.
I can't.
Do it.
But it goes back to what we were talking about, right? The thing about whether it's Dirt or whether it's WRC, it is a niche market, yes, but it's an addressable. You can calculate what your market is, and you can scope and you can budget it out, and you
accordingly.
can obviously Codemasters have been doing it for almost 30 years.
Yeah, it's wild.
So EA should basically be able to. Oh, I have the glitches in there too. That's a funny thing when you get review footage. But so yeah, like you can figure out how to do that and to make money off of it. But it's just not the crazy money.
Yeah.
That EA wants. It's not being able to sell people football players and cards and all that nonsense.
Talking about a lot of money on today's podcast. Definitely the theme of this episode.
What about
the money men?
I figure you're a Mercenaries fan too, right, Huber?
Dude, loved Mercenaries. What was his name? The game trailer's intern, Nick.
Oh,
loved Mercenaries. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, those were cool. Shadows of the Damned, EA. But yeah, that got a remaster recently. I don't know. I remember just the like 360 PS3 era of like EA.
Mm-hmm.
And just like a lot of one-off games. I remember Syndicate, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Charging
they're
for
a little more open right then.
Yeah.
When Dead Space and Mirror's Edge came out. Yeah.
Mirror's Edge, dude. Bring Mirror's Edge back.
What is EA taking from you? Any
what do you got, Isla?
Command and Conquer or anything like that?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Shout out to Generals.
Mirror's Edge is a good one. I haven't been keeping score really, but I'm sure plenty over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, they mishandled The Sims pretty hard. That's what Sophia would tell me to say.
Yeah.
That is so correct. Damn.
Well, in SimCity in particular.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they had so many different creative sim games.
Oh, SSX, great call. Yeah.
Great call.
Yeah. Where's SSX?
Yep.
Basically anything.
Yeah.
Any game they've ever had.
Yeah.
Spore.
Well.
Spore mishandled itself, but
Yeah.
Spore could have been given a second chance, you know?
Yeah. Alrighty. EA.
Yep.
Crazy.
We need more Rally, and we need these guys making it. What are you doing?
But the good news is that even though they take a decade to make, it's like the Avatar of video games. You can play some Rally in Gran Turismo. It'll be there. I know it's not the same. I know.
Huber, it's not even close.
Silver lining, dude. I'm trying to give you some hope,
It's
man.
like it's just Gran Turismo, but it slides more. Like.
I know. Dude, we need a Gran Turismo like Rally Edition spin-off or something where they go all in on it.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Because that's the thing. That's what Codemasters was so good, was the feel of it, the sense that you could like. I felt a bump on my back left tire. You know, it's like just you start going a little off the road and you feel it. It's like oh okay, correct.
So sick.
Yeah.
All right, next up is apparently a game I need to play. Skin Deep.
Yeah, you do.
Isla and Bloodworth both have played this.
Yeah. Still early
in.
on. I started last night, but I put a couple hours in.
Fill us in.
So Nina Pasadena is an insurance commando, and hopefully Don's getting either the B-roll. But
I've got it.
You got it. And so Huber,
I was busy photoshopping a T-Rex into a picture of sinners.
Oh, yeah.
For something else.
Okay.
Sinners don't skip.
So Nina Pasadena is an insurance commando, Huber. So she is placed in a cryo chamber, and if these spaceships get boarded by pirates, she gets broken out of cryo sleep to take out the pirates.
And you rescue cats, Damiani.
And yes, these ships are all piloted by cats.
What?
Space cats piloting these ships that are your bosses.
Yeah, the cats are like the normal working citizens, and so far the only humans in the game are Nina Pasadena and space pirates. Everyone else is a cat.
That is insane.
And I don't really know why, and it's so far not commented upon.
Yeah, the company you work for is Meow, M-I-A-O. And Huber, so the hero taking out a pirate by like, getting on his back and bashing him into things. But it's essentially, it's like
the Bane boss fight.
It's like a cartoon version of Metal Gear or Deus Ex.
Cool.
Is what it comes down to. And
I just was reading about this game. This is the one.
Yeah.
Immersive sim.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So, and then the space pirates, they have some technology that allows them to like regenerate their bodies if their skulls just float back to these points.
Whoa.
And so when you defeat an enemy, you have to pop their head off.
Cool.
And then you have to get rid of their head, because their head actually takes up one of your inventory slots, too.
Dude, Crimson Heads?
So you've got to find, like, a trash chute or a toilet, or you just, like, go out and airlock and just throw it into space.
Oh, my God.
And that's the other thing, too, is that you could just go out into space, and like, the only explanation is you have a third lung, so that allows you to, like, fly around outside of the ship.
Third lung.
How does that deal with the pressure problem?
But then you could, like, break, if there's a guard in if there's a guard in a room with windows, then you can break a window, and then the guard will get sucked out to space, and then you can bop his head off and throw his head.
That's funny.
But there's all of these systems that, like, it like plays with, like, here in the laundromat. You can put soap down, and the guys will slip on the soap, or you can throw a banana peel, or
Very creative.
you can throw pepper to make them start sneezing. And then similarly, when you're in events, there's a meter when you'll start sneezing. This is outside of the ship.
That is horrifying.
Yeah, so I'm about to, like, here, just smash this and, like, get this guy outside.
Shout out to a space wrench.
Yeah, and there's the pepper. But it's all of these crazy things because, like, too, like, okay, I can bash these guys into things in the room, but I'm also breaking the things.
Yeah.
So
didn't you have to repair it?
Figuring out, there's ways to repair things, but sometimes figuring out, like, what different elements I want to play around with.
The ship doesn't seem too big.
No, the ship, and every level's a different ship.
It's levels,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so learning the ship's layout every time is part of it.
That's fun.
So, like, going out, and one of the things is, like, you can look at certain points where you can look at the map and, like, see where the humans are, see where the panels are, because it's like you get more advanced, they start locking down all the systems.
Lockdown.
So you've got to find codes to punch in and unlock the windows, or unlock the trash chutes, or unlock the airlocks, or whatever.
Sounds like a little bit of Blueprint Silas.
No, not at all.
But yeah, but these things, like, interact with each other, right? So, like, if you pump on, like, the hand sanitizer, then because that's alcohol, then the fumes from the hand sanitizer will be there for you to throw a lighter at them and cause an explosion.
Hell yeah.
And then I found out that, like, not only can I throw, like, somebody's head down a trash chute, but I could actually exit the ship through the trash chute.
Classic escape route.
But because I went through,
that's how I did it once too.
Because I went through the trash chute, I'm now smelly. So that lets them find me way easier than even making a sound. So then you use the hand sanitizer to clean yourself up, or use the soap or whatever. So it's like all of these little things to play around with.
Yeah. The beauty of an immersive sim. Is there an economy?
Yes, sort of. Well, I mean,
maybe.
I sort of, because so, like, when you're doing missions, like, you're earning money, but it's like it doesn't seem to change how much money you earn. It's like you're just getting to, like, another goal that's, like, part of the story arc. Because, like, essentially it is the classic kind of Metal Gear, like, procure on site.
Yeah.
On all the levels I've been into, like, I haven't brought anything with me into a level, and so I'm just looking around. And, like, I got to the first level where you actually have a gun last night. But it's like I found a note that told me where a gun was. And then I've, like, opened this panel in the wall. And it's like, oh, cool, I got a gun. And I, like, open it up and check it. And it's like,
no bullets.
There's no bullets.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, great. I think at one point I found a gun with, like, one bullet later on.
Yo, Midnight Mirror Club, shout out.
And, there's so many, like, fun little things, too. Like, can
you blow the oh my god, yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, so you blow guys out the window.
Blew it out of the goddamn airlock.
But with the, like, when an alarm goes off here, so, like, you can go to the bridge and, like, do the Han Solo thing. It's like, oh, nope, everything's good here. It's all fine. Everything's fine.
It's really funny.
Everything's fine here.
She's like, X-ray Zulu, checking in. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, though, Huber. So if you, like, get a walkie-talkie off of somebody, when something starts going wrong, then they'll start checking in. And so if you've taken somebody out and they're not there, they won't check in. And so then they'll know something.
Or if they don't have a walkie.
Yeah, so then...
you can pickpocket their walkie and, like, swap it with a banana or whatever.
That is amazing.
And if you don't swap it, they notice that the weight is gone. But if you... Like, I swapped a cat key with a pirate iPad on a guy's belt, and he didn't notice I stole it. But when I stole a walkie without doing that, they noticed immediately.
Got it.
That's so cool, Isla.
This game rips. Also, like, something that we haven't mentioned is it's made by Blendo Games. My friend Brendan Chung, but using the Doom 3 engine, first of all, and
cool.
30 Flights of Love and Quadrilateral Cowboy. Like, this game is just, it oozes style, and it's got their kind of signature style to it, Blendo Games. So, like, sometimes there'll be, like, edits. Like, the beginning part, you're, like, walking around, and it'll just cut to a new area. You don't have to actually, like, do it, half the time. And, like, the title sequence is brilliant. It's like a Bond film.
Yeah.
This game is great.
I need to play it.
I feel like the missing link in our description so far is that, like, it has, like, it's funny and it's stylish and it's just wonderful. Like, immediately I was like, oh yeah, okay, here we go. Like, this is marvelous.
Yeah, it looks super good. Never enough immersive sims. I must play this immediately.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to the part where you can replay missions yet. Because I have seen, like, when you complete a mission that like, there are bonus objectives. There are also cassette tapes they're collectible that you can find. And you have, like, a little apartment that you're in between missions where you, like, check emails and stuff like that.
Yes.
But then you can also play the cassette tapes.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot of fun little bits. And it's just, like I said, I just love that experimentation of it. It's like, okay, what can I do here?
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that
can you just do, like, do you have to unlock any skills? I mean, a lot of immersive sims, it'll be like, well, to lockpick, I got to use a skill point on lockpicking. Or
it's not
do you just
that
have
you're
access
unlocking
to the
skills so much, but as you get further in, like, the mechanics add on to what you have to do. So, like, here, like, I'm on a later level, and so after you rescue the cats, then you've got to do Morse code to get an escape pod to come in. The escape pod comes in, and you get weapons. So that's how I got this rifle now.
Jeez.
But because the pirates have reinforcements that come.
Whoa.
And so you let the cats off with the escape pod, but then you have to either take out the reinforcements, or you steal their key card and take their ship to get out.
Hijack.
So, and then look, these weird little grenades are, like, following dudes around. So I'm still in a point where I'm coming across new things. There are things I haven't played around with yet. Like, I've seen, like, electrical panels where, like, I guess if I throw something at the electrical panel with enough force, I'll turn off the lights.
Those aha moments in immersive sims are the best.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me do it this way.
Yeah, just the fact that, like, once I learned, like, oh, what's the point of deodorant? It's like, oh, now I'm smelly. That's why, so. And, yeah, the animation when you release a cat is hilarious.
Damian, are you going to play this? There's cats. So you in?
I like cats.
Any other thoughts, Isla, on this sick, creative game?
This game is great. It's wonderful. Everybody should check it out.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, like a normal stealth game, like, you'll think you're doing all right, and then you just get taken out. But it's not too bad to try again and do something different the next time.
Also, you gotta love it. Right now on Steam, 10% off through May 14th, $18.
Nice.
We love that. Nice and affordable. We got sneezing. We got things getting stuck in your feet. It's funny.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, Huber. Like, there's actually, like, a very, like, visceral thing with, like, getting wounded and healing yourself sometimes because, like, if you've broken glass, you'll step on the glass and then you got to pull the glass out of your foot.
Who gives a shit about glass?
Glass, Isla.
But if you've been shot or have glass in your feet and you jump off a ledge or, like, drop down too far, you'll go ugh, and then the bad guys will hear you.
Yeah, that too.
Like, it is incredibly intricate.
That's so
and
sick.
I could see it getting really difficult.
Awesome. I gotta play this now.
And
Damn
it's
it.
funny and charming and wonderful.
It's awesome. All right, that is Skin Deep, everybody. An immersive sim, only $18 right now. Check it out. Next up, Damiani. Lunar Remastered. What is going on? Tell us about it. How you feeling, dude?
All right. So, two things. I've never touched Lunar before.
Same.
Trying this collection out.
Me too.
I've only put in the time into Silver Star Story and Eternal.
God, the visuals
Blues.
are gorgeous.
Yeah, there's two games on here. It's Lunar, Silver Star Story. I don't know if it's like the complete version. I can't even get it. There's like several different versions of this game that have come out over the years, and Eternal Blue is the other one on here. These were originally released for like Sega CD. So here's the crazy thing. Sega CD, Huber. So here's the thing. When these came out, I was a kid, Huber.
Yeah, I never had
like,
Sega CD.
Sega CD and like everything like this was like we had a friend who was very well off.
Yeah,
and he had like
Sega
every
CD
video
was
game,
the ultimate.
everything.
Must be nice.
Literally showed it off to us, just like the jewel case looked so badass, so like and then like expensive, and then they played it for us and like you can't play it though, like it's too expensive
Dude,
for you.
I remember pining after this because I remember it came with like a cloth map and like the jewel case and like the stuff. I remember seeing this in a magazine and just being like, oh, dude. And the anime cutscenes, like back at the time, I was like, holy shit,
Next
this is the
level.
craziest game.
So yeah, the time this came out, like I want to preface this by like as I put time into this, I think it's harder for if you didn't play a lot of RPGs back in the day around when this came out to understand like what a jump this was from what else was out at the time. Like, I mean, it's still possible, but like I think it's a little bit harder to wrap your mind around it,
right?
Because in the context of when this came out, which was like 1992 or something, right? Early 90s, production value. It wasn't doing anything crazy gameplay wise that other games its contemporaries weren't doing, but just as you said, like anime cutscenes, the overworld map looking a lot better. Like that was a big thing. Like this overall map, it looks very nice. Like it relative to like what like you could compare it to when it came out. But like, there's not more interactions on the map. You literally just go to a town, go to another town. There's very few points of interest on the map. It just looks really nice. But if you think about it, like old school Final Fantasy, even like Chrono Trigger, there's like not that terribly much to do on a lot of the maps. It's just they look really awesome. It was about like pushing like how like old Final Fantasy maps is like were just like static images, and then like you have animations going on and like the better ones. Like this was just doing a lot more visually. It just had like a little bit more production value behind it, and even like the character animations in game when they were moving around.
Yeah, some of the enemies we're looking at, Damiani, are so cool.
Yeah, so like it definitely is, you know, has that a lot of that going for it, and so it's not like it necessarily was doing anything revolutionary mechanically. No. Gameplay wise, it is a turn-based battle system. You can directly control characters in your party, or you can just set up like basic conditions for them, like attack only, heal only, defend only. Right. And like they call it like AI. It's like auto battle
gambits.
And once you pick that, you activate like the AI option, and it'll just fight out. A majority of the battles in the game, you can just get by doing that. I would say like an overwhelming amount of the battles, even some of the boss battles, you can just do that. Where I think it comes down to what this game has like some nuance to its battle system is there is a grid, like there's like a checkerboard or chessboard where you can place your characters on it where they will start the fight. And there's a little bit of a tiny bit of strategy to that. And then obviously the auto controlling them will not always work. In fact, it will probably lead to your demise very quickly in certain situations. For example, there is a boss I came across, a water dragon in the sewers, that I was about to like give up because like, dude, is this supposed to be this hard? I was like looking it up, and like people are like, I beat it at this level. I'm like, I'm above that level. What like it's like Hubert?
Yeah,
because I know you're a champion of like difficulty and trying hard. You know, like overcoming the like an obstacle like that. I was even reading stuff like what I was supposed to do, and I was still kind of like struggling with that fight. Damn. Eventually, I came up with my own strategy to win the fight, where essentially
cheese time.
So I had to like I had only 2 characters. My main. Oh, by the way, the cast of characters. Alex is the main hero, and his friend Luna. She accompanies along. She starts off like she's a blue-haired girl. She has like this song that she sings, has some like magical powers, and over the course of the game, you might find out like there's a little bit more to it. She does fight. She has like a bow and arrow. Can use like ranged items as well. Also does like healing spells. You're kind of like the swordsman adventurer. So like you're like the tanky like melee type. You have a third companion who joins you initially named Ramus. He's kind of like scared to go out. Like you start in like this quaint village in the mountains, and like you're aspiring to follow in the footsteps of this heroic hero. This hero named Dragon Slayer Dine, who's like your hero, your icon.
Dragon Slayer Dine.
Yeah, you want to be like the next Dragon Slayer. I don't know. It sounds like a Digimon name or something. I don't play Digimon. I was like, is that a Digimon character? I don't know. Sounds like it. But like you set off on this adventure with your 2 friends, your childhood friends, and from there the cast of characters has changed. You get new party members over time, but you and Luna are kind of like the core 2 party members who are generally together for most of the adventure. And so I'm at this point where I just had Luna and me, Alex, together in this fight. It's just the 2 of us. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was like, can I get like the 3rd character back? Like, or sorry, and Ramus. Sorry, Ramus was with me. And he wasn't doing too hot in the fight. So I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. So what I had to do is I had to like buff up Alex, like pump up his stats with like a spell that like Luna used. It was like Cascade Voice was what it was called. And then I used the Sword Dance. Everyone says Sword Dance. Alex and Sword Dance, OP. But like uses your MP. And I burned it as much as I could. And I was like, uh-oh, boss not dead. I'm out of MP. What I changed at that point, that's where I was struggling. I couldn't win this war of attrition. So what I did is I changed it so that Alex and Ramus would like be the tanks and just keep defending while I had Luna being ranged filled from safety. And it took like 20 minutes of fighting, but she finally took it. And I had to like guess not guess, but like just make a decision every so often on a turn. I need to heal everyone up because I don't know if they'll be able to survive the next this dragon was cheap as shit, man. It has this fire breathing attack that goes like hits you for most of your HP, attacks multiple times. No, it's required. It's required. It wasn't even the first time. There was another one, not as hard, but the game has like a little bit of nuance to it where you need to for difficult fights, the MP management is extremely important.
Love that.
MP management.
That's one of my favorite things.
And a little bit of the positioning of your characters on the starting grid. After that, like they do like move on their own, but I think it like enemies like will try and move up on you. And then, like let's say you put your strongest characters like in a wall, they have to like go past you. They have to physically walk around you. So like you're obstructing them and protecting your weaker ranged and healers. And that's kind of like the crux of the strategy to this game, other than ensuring like the usual suspects, gearing up properly, having enough like potions, but like MP. This game, biggest thing is MP management. Also, why does every damn retro RPG, every RPG from like 1999 earlier, poison, poison shit,
dude.
Dragon Quest, poison, like
poison, and like it doesn't go away. You have to use the item. Or like
this one it goes away, but like how it works in this one is like every time like take it like every time a person takes their action, it's drastic. Like it goes for a lot, but like thankfully it goes away at the end of the battle. But like some of them are like really bad. But I mean, couldn't anyone think of something other than poison? It's like the go-to debuff status that like gives you a dot.
Yeah. Toxic poison.
Curse.
Yeah. So there's a voice acting in this. You can choose between there's English, obviously. There's a Japanese audio track. It's a new recording. I did look it up. So it's not the original. I don't know if the original is included or not. Because there's an option on the top level of this game when you choose when you like boot into the game, it will ask you if you want to play Lunar 1 Classic or Remastered, or Lunar 2 Classic or Remastered. And then in any game, when you go into the menu, the system the options, there is a hotkey, combination buttons you can hit to back out to that menu again and change those options. But all they offer is the ability, you can't toggle in real time between the original visuals and the remastered visuals. You have to go back to that like main menu, like the title screen of either game, not like the choose which game, but like once you boot into a game, it has like the proper intro, the anime intro, and then the title screen. You have to set it from there. You can't change it, I believe, in game once you're there. Or at least it wasn't working for me, but it is interesting to see that. Like that's the biggest quality of life thing, and like a speed up battle thing. You could set up to like the 3x or 4x the speed for battle. You're definitely going to want to do that. A lot of these older games are slow as shit when it comes to their battles, so you don't want to be waiting there all day. And then there's a new item inventory management system that makes it easier to deal with. I mean, I toggled it on immediately. I haven't bothered to try to use the other one because it's pretty explanatory. But like the menu, it's like those like outlined squares with like an icon or a symbol. I don't know. It's the screams Sega. It screams Sega to me. Like the Sega, like I see a Sega game as like that's Sega style. That's not Super Nintendo. Like that's Sega. Like it definitely feels like it's comes from the Sega days. It's like a little weird at first navigating the menu, but you get like used to it. It's not like it's definitely old fashioned.
Great way to put it. Old fashioned.
Yeah. I wasn't too terribly worried about like the economy for a while. It does catch up with you if you want to go for like really, really good items, especially accessories, because you can get like your primary weapon. Sorry, you just have a weapon, armor, and then accessories. And then accessories can really, beef up your stats and really help you out. And so I like one of them was like improving my magic defense or just like my magic offense, and it was like the most expensive item in the early game. It was like half my whole money. I was like, for one item, I was like, what? I had a lot of money. I thought nothing even remotely cost that much. I was like, I'm rolling in the money right now, and then it's like, this costs half. Are you kidding me?
Dragon Quest
it was like,
Let's
yeah,
go.
I was like, here we go, hit you up for this. Story wise, I mean, it's pretty simple. I would say like the writing, it's definitely a product of its time in terms of like if you're expecting like 90s anime cliches, it's definitely got a lot of that going on for it. But like nothing that's like I've seen that's like really god awful. It's just if you're just looking to get that vibe, at least you do worse than something like this, because like even Final Fantasy games, they don't go for this. This is definitely like literally more anime like in terms of like the characters are acting like either like shonen archetypes or other types of like anime archetypes. Or Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, you don't really get as much of that. I feel like you get something that's going for more like high fantasy writing or trying to feel like it's a little bit within the like period they're shooting for here. But nothing too terrible for that. Soundtrack, shoot, I nothing was like standing out to me, honestly. I think it was like good, but I mean the best part of this, like I could talk about this game for quite a while on principle, because it's just an interesting like kind of like snapshot of a time period of like this was like the highest end type of like game you can get for an RPG.
Sega, dude.
And I finally get to play
Spare
it.
no expense.
That's the thing. You get to play it finally. I think that's like the biggest thing about this is that these games have been either hard to get, very expensive, or just making something.
They put it on PSP or something at one point.
There was a PSP, so there's a PlayStation 1 version called the complete version, I think, and then there was a PSP version. There's like 4 or 5 different re-releases or remakes of the original game, and then the second one's got like 2 or 3 versions too. I'm sorry, that's not exact. Don't fire off the corrections yet, but please let us know how many different there are.
Did you ever fuck with this, Blood?
No, I haven't got to play. Like, I might have. We had this thing on game trailers where like they basically import everything. And then we would essentially like boot it up, get the anime intro, maybe get 5 minutes of gameplay, and then it goes on the shelf because it's in Japanese anyways, because we didn't understand. So because that was just a big part of game trailers. Just like none of this stuff is any footage on the internet, so just get it,
grab it.
So people see what the game is. But I haven't really actually played through them.
I really like the art style because I'm a big fan of like 90.
Same, Damiani. It looks
it's not just 90s, but I mean most of the character design feel like you'd say like this is from the late 80s to like to early to mid 90s. A very like a record of Lotus War looking design for the characters and like especially like the anime scenes, even like the box art. Yeah. And I kind of like it. The upscaling they did so if you look at the original FMVs, they're very grainy and old, and then they use something to smooth them out. So it's not quite as, it looks good, I would say, but like it's still like not ideal. And the most noticeable thing with the visual update that I kind of don't like is when you're on the battle screen. They did this it's like trying to use the original visual, like the image, and I kind of like blur it out or blur it a bit and add this like effect onto it. And this looks like not great. Like the original, like you see the definition, the details, and you're losing that in the updated version. I would that's like the biggest one is just like on the battle screens. Something is like off on a lot of the battle screens to me. I wish they would have done something a little bit different for how they brought that background image in. But for like exploring environments and the overworld map, I think that looks really good. Like towns look really good, dungeons look really good. I think that all is pretty pretty impressive for what they did. Honestly, like I think it's pretty decent. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. It looks really fun, man. And you've just played just one of them.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet. I mean, they're like roughly like 40-ish hours each, I think.
You gonna hit up the next one when you're done?
So I was told the next one is way harder, and considering the difficulty of this one, I probably am not going to do that. I was like,
it's intense.
Because like that's the thing. If I want to criticize, I'm a little bummed out. There's no like a lot of the more recent re-releases of classic RPGs put in like a just keep yourself alive option, like, oh, I want to refill my HP or MP or something like that, or there's no limit breaks in this version of the game, but like in like the Final Fantasy ones are like auto generate limit break, like something to like if you're just struggling with a fight, you've given enough times, and I don't want to grind. Even like the Final Fantasy ones give you like EXP bonuses, like there's nothing like that, so it's a little slim on quality of life enhancements in my opinion compared to other similar collections. I think the real kind of like prize of this, the real selling point is that it's just available in a form in some way.
Total
it's like
there.
Wow, I can finally play it, but I do wish it had a little bit more in terms of its offerings in terms of quality of life.
Nice, well said. Alrighty, we've got more to come, but if you've been enjoying this if you've been enjoying this show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that beautiful bell on YouTube. Helps us and it helps you stay connected. And now a word from our sponsors.
Today's episode is supported by Dum Dums and Dragons, a podcast where professional improvisers and comedians play Dungeons and Dragons for the first time. It's like Lord of the Rings if everybody was an idiot. With storytelling from award-winning game designer and a cast made up of Second City trained improvisers. Once again, shout out to Chicago. Love Second City. Dum Dums and Dragons is a show that will make you laugh, and it might even make you cry. It's also been downloaded more than 6 million times and charted as the #2 fiction podcast in the United States. Dum Dums and Dragons is so good, it's been featured on the official Dungeons and Dragons podcast, Dragon Talk. Its trio of central heroes are the zaniest and most lovable crew you can join, featuring Quinny, a thief who broke out of prison by serving his full sentence, Alan, a wizard who constantly forgets magic has consequences, and their mutual friend Butthole, a cleric to the goddess Moonhammer, who the other two think he made up. Dum Dums and Dragons is the perfect show to start if you're curious about how D&D works, and if you're a veteran player, you'll have a blast as this cast quickly picks up the rules and their wild adventures begin. New episodes are released every Monday. I've listened to a few of these. They are fun, and if you miss our playing D&D, you should listen to theirs because it's pretty chill vibes. Makes me miss playing D&D. I have a D&D game that's going, but it has too many damn people in it, so we never actually get to do it. So, yeah, this scratches the itch. So, yeah, Dum Dums and Dragons. You can listen to Dum Dums and Dragons anywhere you listen to podcasts. Our thanks to Dum Dums and Dragons for their support. Thank you.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you so much. Alrighty. Next up. What a beautiful day. I get to talk about Days Gone, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Days Gone. A game that I just freaking love. I cannot stress enough how much I love Days Gone. I just love it. And
He really does.
I love this game. Came out in 2019 originally. In my opinion, this is one of those, chips on my shoulder type games where it's like I think it was judged harshly and wrongly, if you will.
I'm telling you, if they didn't call them freakers,
I love the
it would have
freakers.
sold double.
Wrongly.
It would have sold double. I'm telling you.
I don't know if he's done playing it, but he was talking about this in his fan mail. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably going to realize that he loves it even more now. Okay, so first up, Days Gone, this is not, the story is not like high art, right? It is a zombie apocalypse, freaker apocalypse, if you will. And you're a biker, you're just a biker dude, and you got separated from your wife because you stayed behind with Boozer. It's not spoilers, all in the first 5 minutes. You stay behind with Booze Man, and now you're a drifter, trying to just make your way in this world, doing jobs for camps. There's different hub camp areas that you can work for and do assignments for, but primarily you're just a lone wolf drifter, you and Boozer. But Sam freaking Witwer deserves so much credit, dude. Again, this game is not, the story is not high art or some emotionally deep thing, but he is so good in this role. And they just play it so earnestly. So even though the story content is fine, I just really like the performances, and especially him as Deacon. I think he does such a good job. He has little moments of heartfelt moments. He's funny sometimes. He's also insane. He just mutters to himself about crazy ass shit. You'll kill some people and he'll be like, yeah, that'll teach you to prey on people walking by. He's just got borderline psychopath. But yeah, that's kind of the story stuff. And the way the story is presented as well. This is a big open world game, and the story is divided into storylines. So basically, each storyline is one giant quest chain each.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of them, but it makes each one of them matter and be more meaningful to me because it's you're doing them throughout the whole game. And the open world storytelling is also handled really well because you'll do a beat for that, the main one has to do with your wife or whatever.
Yeah.
The main storyline. And then there's also other smaller ones these checkpoints and the hordes, but you'll do one and then that'll kind of just sit on the back burner for a while you do all these other storylines. So I just think as an open world, it handles the pace and the stakes and the story delivery really, really well. Super well for an open world game. Looking at you, Assassin's Creed Shadows.
How is this update?
The remaster?
Yeah, because they did
Phenomenal.
did a PS5 update when the PS5 came out.
Yes.
And obviously they've got the prettied up shots or whatever here for us here, but how does it feel when you're playing it in person?
Amazing.
On the Pro? Yeah.
It feels so good. I mean, you can tell it's a couple years old. It's 2019 game. Is a PS4 game originally.
Yeah.
So obviously the bones of that are there. But as far as a remaster, I've had no problems. It's running beautifully. Visual
Did they
sound.
put more freakers on screen?
I think
they increased the count at all.
I don't know if they specifically increased the count because that would mess with the gameplay. You have to take out these hordes and
right.
But I mean, visually, it looks gorgeous, dude. It's a good looking game.
Definitely a game where I feel like the frame rate could make a difference with all that stuff going on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing on the Pro. Best of both worlds, 60 frames and visuals. Looks awesome. Incredible. There's also a brand new modes. There's a permadeath mode. There's a speedrun mode.
Of course, there's a permadeath mode for like a 50-hour game. Oh my gosh.
I can't even get through freaking Last of Us, everybody. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. And a brand new Horde Assault mode, which is just survive as long as you can. I'm going to do that when I beat the game. Haven't done that yet, so I can't comment on it. But like, again, the fact that they've added brand new content. If you own Days Gone, it's only a $10 upgrade. All the other DLC, like that cool Crazy Taxi one, is in there.
Nice.
So, which brings me to the gameplay. I love Days Gone. Have I said that enough yet? I really love this freaking game. I texted Gabby last night, like, dude, this game, like, Days Gone puts the survival in survival horror. This fucking game, I love it so much because, okay, there's a ton of difficulties, right? There's easy, normal, hard 2, survival, survivor 2. The 2s are like weird New Game Plus skill-based, like skill things, whatever. I had never played survival because they added it later.
Oh, that's the thing. I mean, I know it's a sidetrack, but like, if you've played the PS4 version, does it import your save
You can
file?
import your save.
Okay.
Yes. I'm just doing a fresh survival run. I had never done survival. There's no HUD. Little things like that. Really intense. Maybe don't... If it's your first time, maybe don't play survival because there's no HUD and like just navigating, at least for me, even as someone who's beat the game 1.5 times before, it's like you're spamming your... you have like a detective mode. That'll bring up the hub. So it's like I'm kind of just like spamming that, like, oh, do I go left here? Do I go right? But I'm getting a little more used to my surroundings because you are like going around the same areas quite a bit. There's also no fast travel on that mode too, so it is pretty demanding. It's pretty intense. Which brings me to why I love this game so much, and to me, its biggest strength is the survival stuff. It is the bike, the motorcycle, dude. Like, it is absolutely the centerpiece of this entire game.
You have to have gas and all that.
You have to fill it up with gas. You have to keep it repaired. If you slam into freakers or trees or whatever, or if you go off big jumps, it'll take damage and you need to find scrap to repair it. The bike is amazing. It is just like such an awesome mechanic. Like, one of my favorite things to do in this game is to just like be driving around, seeing there's all these little, you're in the Pacific Northwest, you always just see these little diners and little areas with like some buildings, and it'll be like, dude, I'm just gonna roll up here. Like, if you're revving your bike, they can hear it. So you just like coast in, park it in a bush, get off your bike, and just go scavenge. And like, more often than not, you'll discover that, oh, there's nests around here, freaker nests. Like, clearing freaker nests is so fun and so satisfying. Like, you have to have Molotov cocktails or explosives and you'll burn them out. They hibernate at nighttime. There's a full day-night cycle. Like, so at nighttime, they'll be, more hostile. It's like, I'm going to go in at night maybe when there's less, but they're more aggressive because they hibernate in the day, actually. So in the daytime, like, they're all in there. So you just like clear out these freaker nests, you get supplies, crafting. There's obviously a lot of guns, but melee is a huge part. You have your little boot knife, which is unlimited durability, but it's pretty weak. You can then get like baseball bats, 2x4s, combine them with nails. Like the nail bat is like the bread and butter because it lasts a long time. It can take people out. So big with melee combat.
How much do you actually like... do like trap type things, like luring them into places or like luring them to like take over some other enemy base or something like that?
So I don't do many traps yet because I haven't like unlocked that stuff yet. But stealth. This is a stealth game too. The melee, you can come up, stab them in the back, like take them out. And on the higher difficulties, why I like that stuff, like my love for difficulties, it really came from survival horror games.
Right.
Because and like games with economies like Dragon Quest and shit, where it's like it just makes everything matter more, which I love. So when I find bullets, it's not just throw away, I'm killing everyone, unlimited bullets, easy mode. It's like, dude, I need bullets. I found bullets. Yes. Yes. Enemies take like 10 hits to kill, but one headshot takes them down.
Nice.
So headshots matter. So you're really picking your spots, dude. It is so fun. You have your little hub area, like your little watchtower, you know, just like returning to base after a brutal mission after you've been out there for so long is so satisfying. It's like, dude, I need repairs, I need fuel, I need ammo, I'm like out of supplies. Just so fun. And yeah, I mean, I am here to happily report that I still think Days Gone is just as amazing now as it was, if not better. This is the best way to play, probably. This is a nice remaster. If you're into like open world games at all or Last of Us at all, obviously there's like comparisons to Last of Us, but it is such a different game because it's an open world. It's a huge open world game. And I think one of the stronger open world games. That might be a hot take, but I think it is absolutely one of the strongest open world games, full stop. Just the way the story is handled with all the different storylines, the motorcycle and survival elements are amazingly streamlined. They are not too complicated. There's not too many resources, but everything you find matters. And the combat as well. Stealth, guns, melee, human enemies, hordes, like the freaker hordes to me is one of the coolest things in gaming. They're so fun. Like, how can anyone look at those freaker hordes and not be impressed? I mean, that shit is awesome. Hundreds of enemies coming down on you, dude. The music is all insane. Like, the music will be, like, really quiet when they're just wandering. You'll see a herd in the distance just wandering. And then when shit hits the fan, the music goes like, boom, 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 boom. Just like they're chasing you down. You have to manage your stamina. That's another thing, too. The leveling up is so fun. Just like the dopamine hit of leveling up because you can unlock skills. But then there's also earning more trust with the camps, which then you can use it to buy better parts for your motorcycle, better guns. And then there's also health, stamina, and focus, slow-mo injectors at different points, Nero checkpoints all around the map. So like tons of ways to level up, and all that stuff always feels so, so good. So yeah, the hordes, dude. Like, one of those things where it's like, I just recommend that everybody at least try to take down a freaker horde once in their life. That is how passionate I am about the freaker hordes. They're so sick. Did anyone play Days Gone when it came out, or is anyone intrigued by Days Gone now?
Definitely have always been intrigued by it, yeah. But I haven't, other than jumping in to play the crazy taxi mode with you guys. That was the only time I ever actually got some hands-on with it.
Yeah.
But
I tried it at E3 once, like in the Sony media area, and you'll be happy to know, Huber, with the freaker horde chasing me around on the motorcycle. Dude. I did like my usual Damiani kiting, like forever strats.
Yes.
Just refusing to engage them and then trying to find safe corners and like running. Yeah, like how can I cheese on rooftops and stuff? Dude. But like,
oh my god,
still felt the tension. It was like, yo, I'm not gonna all times like, oh, I'm gonna lose this. Like, there's no way I'm winning this, right?
Yeah, they're insane, dude. The traps, freaker hordes. That's when you use the traps. You set up some bombs.
Yeah, I feel like I probably did play something else of it at an event or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last game that made me feel like that before that, like the closest feeling, Huber, was the village in Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Like, that was that. Yeah. That was like the original freaker part. I was like, oh god, this like captures that essence so well.
Such a great call, Damian. What a great comparison, dude. Absolutely. Like, Days Gone makes me clench up sometimes because of those hordes and that intensity. Just like, Resident Evil 4 in that village, all those enemies bearing down on you. Like, I hope. I did see an awesome Eurogamer article about Days Gone. And
nice.
And like, yo, this shit is sick. I haven't seen anybody really talking about Days Gone. I just hope it finds people that maybe missed it in 2019.
There's like we said, there's a lot happening. Last week we had Oblivion
there's too much.
And Expedition 33, and as well as this next game we're talking about is as well as Post-Trauma, as well as Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation, and like so many.
I know, Blood. It is truly a terrible time. I'm like, I think I'm already like 7 or 8 hours in on Days Gone, and I like am addicted. I still want to keep playing, and I'm just like, Claire Obscura is out. Like, I'm sitting here freaking like chasing down freakers again. What am I doing? But I love it so much. I love it. All right, which brings us to Isla and Blood again.
Oh, just me. Sorry.
Oh, just Blued
this time.
I haven't tried this one yet, but I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3, which is like in the running for the best title of 2025. Right? It's got to be.
Yeah. And if you're confused, no, you didn't miss 1 and 2. It's all part of the game and the lore and all of the meta narrative that this game is doing. And this is from Strange Scaffold, Zolafir Nelson's team. One of their 400 games they put out every year. But it's such a crazy blend of things that could be boring, but keeps you engaged like the whole time through.
Awesome.
And so it is a match 3 game.
It is?
But it's also a turn-based combat game, but it's also like a text adventure game.
Oh, okay. So it's
and he calls it a Metroidvania because you're navigating a map, but the thing is you're not navigating a map by like walking a character around. You're navigating a map by like making dialogue choices.
Whoa.
And so like you go back to different junctures and like make different choices to try things. And yeah, here I am. I'm fighting a raptor, one of the early fights. And so
turn-based battles like this looks awesome.
Yeah, so like you combine the knives and you get 3 damage on the enemy, But I think that's one of the things that's interesting about, like, especially the match 3 side of this, is that most match 3 games that you play is just sort of like endless, right? It's like, you get your things and you get your combos and you do whatever. But with this, it's like those are encounters, they're essentially like I said, like a turn-based battle. So it's like, okay, now I'm fighting a raptor. Now I'm trying to climb a fence. Now I am trying to get past a brontosaurus that's in this hallway for some reason. Or a painting, or evil JJ. Your character's name is JJ. Or whatever else you come across in this insane place. There's the brontosaurus.
You can't even see its head. That's so funny.
And like with the brontosaurus, it's not like you're trying to kill the brontosaurus. It's like you just have a progress bar, right? And so by getting enough symbols, then you get progress. But then you also have things that like you unlock for like different moves. So like you need a certain number of symbols to heal yourself when you've taken damage. You need a certain number of symbols to use one of your attacks.
This combat looks really fun.
Yeah.
It
and
looks
then on
really,
the same side, like your opponent is collecting symbols, and there are things that like they might do to steal symbols from you, or you negate their symbols so that they can't use an attack that's going to just devastate you or whatever. There is an economy.
Yeah.
The villain is essentially now just running a bar, and you go to the bar, and then you can like, with the coins that you've gotten from the matches, you can buy things in the shop, and you only have like a certain number of small slots and a certain number of large slots for different items. And then you can also get like health boosts and stuff like that too.
This guy's great.
But a lot of these things you find them out as you're exploring the mansion. So like, you find a pocket shotgun. And then after you found
it, all those axes,
then you can buy another one out of the shop.
Got it.
Right. You find like an hourglass that like gives you like an extra turn or whatever. And then afterwards you can buy it in the shop. And then the other thing that I guess what the Metroidvania side of it is that based on the decisions and the things that you do in these like dialogue trees, you get different traits, and there's just tons and tons of different traits. So there's like one where like if you're just like observing things, it's like keen eyes, but with keen eyes, before you unlock it, you need to like get like 3 pips on the bar, and then like once you filled up the keen eyes bar, then you've unlocked keen eyes, and then that some of them only allow you to make certain choices in combat. So it's sort of like when you have like an Obsidian or a Bethesda game, and it's like, oh, you need to have like a charm skill. It's like you need to have this trait to be able to pick that dialogue, right? And I think a good example of that is there's a point where there's an elevator, and you need to be able to repair the elevator, but you've got to like find the thing that gives you the mechanical skill, and then you can go back to the elevator and fix the elevator, right? And then the other thing about this whole thing is that it is extremely meta, and after you basically got past the intro, you know the villain, who is now the bartender, tells you that yes, you are in a video game, and is like, no, I'm not. I'm a real agent. I'm here to investigate this mansion. And he's like, okay, JJ, what's your middle name? And he's like, I don't know. And the reason that you don't know is because the developers were in a rush and they forgot to fill out your backstory, and so like there's all of this like inside baseball, and like and then you like go and like you're exploring the mansion looking for like literally looking for bugs in the game, like things that go wrong. It's like, oh, you defeated the clownodactyl, and its physics started writhing around on the ground. Yeah, because there's this room where it's like there's just a bunch of clowns, and there's like stock photos of clowns,
creepy,
all over the place. And then you fight a clownodactyl, which is a clown it's a pterodactyl with clown makeup on. And then I came across in a kitchen a raptor with long flowing blonde hair, who is the sexy sidekick. Oh, there's the clowns.
Oh no!
The sexy sidekick of the protagonist from the previous games.
A clown with a clown mime or like ventriloquist.
Yeah, there's okay. This one still has. What I love is this clown still has the stock photo watermark. So it manages to like have all of this inside baseball like game development stuff of like these are things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, when making a game, and yet still being very approachable. Yeah. So like I'm filling up a trait called bad ideas. like this could be a bad idea. All right. Well, you'll get points for that. Like there's one called feral, where like me and some other character were like fighting over diamonds or something, and then I just started eating the diamonds. So like I got points to the feral trait. Yeah, that's the clownodactyl right there. See, the P is silent.
Clownodactyl. The combat looks really fun, Blood. I'm super into it.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like a lot of these like they'll have like their own mechanics, like this when you fight the clownodactyl by like hurling pies at it, because you're in the clown section, so why not have pies to hurl at the clownodactyl?
Of course.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Sick.
I got one very early on that was like bird expert, and then I was able to like investigate like a clump of feathers and get something out of that. There's like a hacker one. There's just like all of these different things. Like I said, and some of them like are used in dialogue, and some of them like steel shoulders. Like that just becomes like one of my skills that I can use in combat after that.
Yeah.
But the first time that you use it, you go back and like you're able to like bust down the gate when you go back there and like get through that area a little quicker. Yeah, this one I had to feed the zombie T-Rex.
Love a zombie T-Rex. Awesome. So cool. Isla, you're stoked on this?
Huh?
You're stoked on this?
It looks interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, it's lighthearted and feels light to play, but you know you do like find yourself like wanting to go back and like, because again it's like you have this map with like all these branching paths, so you can sort of see like when you haven't gone in a direction yet.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well what do I need to do to like fill out that that side of the map or whatever. Oh yeah, the boss fight's not balanced. Get out of all of these. Yeah. Oh yeah. So you have to like jump through the wall. You have to basically Damiani glitch the game.
There's dinos in here. Is Don gonna play it?
Nah, he ain't gonna.
Nah. Got it. Alrighty, any other comments, Blood? Because this game looks friggin' sick.
Yeah, there's a dinosaur with a gun.
It's a little compy.
Oh yeah, it's a law enforcer. That's another. I got it right there. So if you like use your agent authority. Yeah, and so because I got law enforcer now, I can seize the assets, which basically means I take some of his
Seize
gems.
the assets. Very funny, dude. Awesome. This the combat looks surprisingly very deep. And just
Yeah, well, and it's like, you're trying to match 3, but like, with the items that you get, they can do things like you get a chainsaw and like you can just cut down a whole road.
wow.
With a chainsaw, or you get things. I got one that's a little bit more rare. I think it was one of the large items or whatever, like a vacuum. But like you can just like vacuum up the whole board. It's like I'll just take all of it.
Oh my god. OP, dude. I'll vacuum, man.
Yeah.
Alrighty, now it is time. Speaking of funny games, it is time for the top 10 intentionally funny games.
Nice.
This probably could have been on the list if it came out like 6 months ago.
Right.
This is from our patrons in the Discord, so consider becoming a patron so you can get in on that. Yes, we have. There are many, and I love reading them all, even though it takes a minute. Do we have any guesses for the funniest games? Intentionally funny. What is a guess? What do you guess?
Got to be a Paper Mario game on there.
Paper
Ooh, or
Mario.
Mario and Luigi.
Thousand Year Door, maybe?
Not in the top 10.
Okay.
Whoa, I am not seeing it at all.
No Mario and Luigi Superstar
Stoner
Saga.
shooter?
Yo, it's not even on the list. Not even one single vote.
That is not funny. No, that game was not funny.
What?
Don was trying to remember the name for High on Life, and I said, no, that's not funny.
Yeah.
What about Deadly Premonition?
Is that intentionally funny?
Oh, yeah.
Deadly Prem is not on the list.
Wow.
Okay. The patrons think that it's funny on accident.
Could be.
Damn. Crazy. Okay. Any other guesses?
What the heck? Indiana Jones is in here? Why?
Oh, yeah, Portal. That's a good call.
Portal 1?
Yeah, we got some Portal.
And Portal 2.
Portal 2, spoilers, it's number 1.
Oh, okay.
Nailed it.
Sick. Okay.
You got it. Portal 2 is the number 1 funniest game with 25 votes.
Nice.
Do you want... Don really wants you to see if High on Life is in there anywhere.
High on Life.
While you're at it, look for Borderlands while we're checking for things that are abysmally unfunny.
High on Life
not.
and Borderlands are not
Okay, good.
on this list.
patrons
No, Borderlands
have
2 is on the list.
Borderlands
Oh,
is in there.
no.
Borderlands 2 is number
patrons.
14 with 13 votes.
Kind of high up there.
Damn.
Oh,
Holy moly.
that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, and Portal 1 was tied for third as well. So Portal's right there.
yeah.
1 and 3.
Heck yeah.
All right, we're going to rapid fire the list because there's 70 of them plus.
What about
Well, you can do the top 10 without rapid fire.
Douglas Adams'
I'm gonna
Titanic?
Say it again?
Douglas Adams' Starship Titanic.
Definitely not on here.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to rapid fire until the top 10. Here we go. 70. Dragon's Lair 2, Time Warp, and Battle Block Theater. 67. Comic Jumper, The Adventures of Captain Smiley. What? Big Sky Trooper, Accounting Plus. 63. Surgeon Simulator, Shadow Hearts from the New World.
Stanley Principle's got to be in there.
No One Lives Forever. Shout out. And Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. 59. Sunset Overdrive, Pocket Fighter,
I don't think it is.
Mystical Ninja starring
Wait, it is.
Goemon, Bulletstorm. 52. 2 Point Hospital, Time Splitters, Future Perfect, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Human Fall Flat, Banjo-Kazooie, Among Us, and Alan Wake 2. Number 52 there. Was Alan Wake 2 funny? I don't remember laughing that much. 39, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, Tamagotchi Life, Poker Night at the Inventory, Mother 3, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty.
What?
Intentionally funny, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty with 6 votes.
I don't know.
What do you say, Damiani?
I mean, it's got its moments, I guess.
I mean,
I don't think it was intentionally funny, but
there are some jokes in there.
Yeah,
Like
there's
the
some
radar
jokes.
turning into a sexy girl. Like that's meant to be funny.
Yeah,
and
there's some
weird.
jokes.
I'm kind of curious if they put Revengeance on this list.
Revengeance is unintentionally funny.
Mass Effect 3 Citadel DLC, Marvel's Spider-Man, so funny. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, God Hand, Give Me Toilet Paper,
Okay,
Full
yeah.
Throttle, Duck Detective, The Secret Salami,
Nice.
and Battlefield Bad Company. Nice. Tied for 35, The Looker, Disco Elysium, Destroy All Humans, Casual Crashers. Tied at 30, Rhythm Heaven Fever, Parappa the Rapper, No More Heroes 3, Lego City Undercover, and GTA 5er. Number 25, Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People, Saints Row 4, Earthbound, Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, Astrobot, Lethal Company, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Why? No.
Yeah,
No, that's not anywhere on the list.
10 votes too, Damiani.
No.
Yikes.
No.
Yeah. 22, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Tied for 16, WarioWare Smooth Moves. So funny. Trombone Champ.
Okay.
Ratchet and Clank 3 specifically, Up Your Arsenal. Guardians of the Galaxy. Lego Star Wars, and Hi-Fi Rush. Tied for 14, Grim Fandango.
Nice.
And Borderlands 2. Number 12 is Undertale and Hitman World of Assassination.
Okay.
Good pick. That's an inspired pick, patrons. That is very inspired. Well done. 14 votes for that, coming in at number 12. And then number 11 is The Simpsons Hit and Run.
All right.
Release The Simpsons Hit and Run, you bastards. Release it.
Yeah, where's the collection?
That's EA too, right? Or no, it's not.
God.
It was before EA had it.
Please, the world wants to just play The Simpsons Hit and Run.
It's crazy that EA did a Simpsons game still, though.
It is.
Yeah.
There's some good Simpsons games. There's a handful. Like the Simpsons arcade game, obviously. The Simpsons, just the game The Simpsons was like open worldy.
Right.
Hit and Run.
I played those early games that like
Yeah.
people talk about being awful, but like you were just too young to know. It's like it's like, oh, it's The
Bart versus
Simpsons.
the
It's gotta be
Space
great.
Mutants.
Yeah,
Yep.
Bart versus the Space Mutants and the Super Nintendo one too, Bart's Nightmare.
So sick.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
would probably think those are bad games now if I went back and replayed them.
The top 10. There is 3 tied for 8th place. Do we have any other last minute guesses? Any at all?
I can see the list now. So.
Okay. Tied for 8. Octodad.
Okay.
Secret of Monkey Island, a classic. And the Baffling BAFTAs are stoked.
Right.
Thank goodness you're here.
So good.
Thank goodness you're here on the list. There are 2 tied for 6. Psychonauts. Excellent. And Yakuza 0.
It's so weird. Some of these are so weird to me. It's like, okay, it's like I know you got funny moments, but it's not like the point of the game. It's not like a
Yakuza's
completely-
really funny. It's so funny. Because that's the best part about Yakuza is the swinging from like
Right.
insanely funny comical back to like, holy crap, this is life or death serious. Like, yeah. Tied for 3rd, Portal 1, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Nice. So they got Ultra Deluxe, but we didn't get the original.
And Untitled Goose Game.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Number 1, as you know, is Portal 2. But what was number 2? Damiani should get this. Damiani should get this one. Number 2, intentionally
like this
funny.
game.
Yeah, this is you, Damiani.
The sequel was not
said-
as funny.
I said Paper Mario, but
It is an RPG.
I'm still surprised that Mario and Luigi didn't make it, and some
Yeah.
of these
yeah, like
others
something
did.
from that. Like
Yeah.
even if it was Mario and Luigi, like something from one of those.
Yeah. This is an RPG. It had no business being as good as it was.
As good as it was.
3 seconds.
I don't know.
South Park, The Stick of Truth.
Oh.
Stick of Truth. You loved it.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good thing that they got the writers from the show involved and they
Yeah.
actually like in a case of they actually tried to do the thing. Yeah, that game was literally, I mean, the first I remember seeing it at a preview event
Yeah.
in San Francisco, and they let you start. And one of the first things you see in the game is how they handle difficulty and skin color. So it's like, all right, they're not shying away from any of this. All right, here we go. And they just went from there. And I think the second one, second time around, it's not like as funny because you've already seen it. Like it was like, oh man, they made like the show. They did the show in game format, and like I think they nailed like the video game industry humor. I think they besides having like the show humor, because obviously they do the show, but like the game humor, I think was what they just from how they like did like the tutorial stuff, like it was very clever.
Hell yeah! Thank you, patrons. That was top 10 intentionally funny games. Portal 2, taking the top spot. GLaDOS, just hilarious. Yo, Portal 3. Portal 3, one of these days, is just going to shadow drop. Out of nowhere, one day, it's like, yo, Portal 3. Here we go.
We'll see.
Yep. One day. I'm not holding my breath for it, but one day it will happen. Next month's theme, Best Dressed Character.
Oh my God.
In parentheses, very important parameters here, default outfit.
It was okay. That's good. That's good to know. Good to know. No alt costumes. All right. That's important.
The nominations will be
on mob suit or whatever it is.
Who would say again?
Pinstripe.
Oh,
I thought you said mom suit. And I'm like, Leon had a
I heard that
mom
too.
suit?
Dude, Leon's...
I gotta play Leon's mom suit.
Leon's default RPD costume in the 2 remake is so sick. I love it. It's
Claire,
so
dude, though, come on.
Yeah.
Jill, though?
Jill's remake outfit is
Aerith,
like my
dude?
number one.
Tifa, dude?
Like Jill in Fortnite, like she has obviously the classic Stars outfit, but like her remake 3 outfit is so good. Oh. And it's just like a jeans and a shirt.
Go with this? Chat's already being like, 2B, Tifa.
Default outfit, best dressed. It's going to be a fun one. Can't wait. Again, the nomination's open for that. Wednesday, May 14th. Be a patron. You get to vote. You get to talk about it. It's going to be sick. Alrighty, Blood. What else happened in this week of gaming?
Yeah, in addition to the other bad news today, Xbox just got more expensive.
But the eggs are cheaper, right? The eggs?
The Xbox. The baseline here because I've got a whole list of prices from Game Informer. Xbox Series X is now, as of today, like immediately, $600 up from $500.
$600, dude?
Yeah.
For a Series X, dude.
The Series S512 went from $300 to $380.
Yo, that is too much.
That is
for both of these.
Way too much.
$599.
That is way too much.
Yeah. Series S 1 terabyte is $429. Xbox Series X digital is $550.
Fucking hell. This should come with like at least 6 months of Game Pass.
The Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Black Special Edition, $730.
Christ! They didn't have to throw that 30 in there, man. That's dirty.
Yeah, what is that?
That's
like,
dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty pool, old man.
Good grief.
Controllers are 65, 70, 80, 90 for the limited edition controllers. The Elite Core Elite is $150 for that controller.
Jesus Christ.
The full whatever, I don't even know the difference between some of these. $200 for that controller. It's stereo headset $65, wireless headset $120, and they confirmed that they will have first-party games later this year that cost $80.
Fuck! Are you serious?
That's what I was
Thanks a lot, Mario Kart. I'm blaming Nintendo. I don't care if it's irrational or not.
You should blame the voters.
Yeah, we should place the blame where it should be going.
Of
here,
course, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
God.
I mean,
damn it.
That's the gamer TM one, is to blame Nintendo, but it's
and people have said
definitely not that.
Yeah, it basically guarantees that GTA 6 will be 80.
80
at the least.
80.
100.
Remove Rockstar. 100.
They'll have a $200 one that
Fuck.
comes with a joint.
I can't wait. I hope they just
In
do like a
certain
whole
states.
10-minute video about the different versions you can get. Like our base version starts
Dude.
at $99.99 MSRP.
Grumbum
But if you
literally bought the GTA 4 lockbox edition. It came with like a lockbox, and he used to keep weed in that lockbox. It's like GTA lockbox.
our special lockbox edition will be retailing for $999.
Yeah, what's it gonna be, dude? What's a cool like Florida thing? What could they give away, Blood?
No, they
Crank?
got to give like an alligator or a crocodile. There you go, crocodile.
Oh,
It
for
comes
like a
in like
collector's edition.
The box is alligator skin.
No.
They could have like a little like igloo cooler kind of thing.
Igloo cooler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full of bullets and beer.
Yeah, I mean you could. Yeah, they
Full
could
of
put whatever
bullets
else is
and
in there, but yeah.
beer
Bullets
is.
and beer.
I like that
Oh,
is
God.
genius.
But you know, like one of those little coolers with the handle, you know.
Little red cooler,
Like-
yeah.
Yeah, like
Classic.
Don brings in. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has to be broken and doesn't keep things cold. That's Florida.
Fuck, man. This
You think
is
they're just gonna have a
crazy.
version that comes with a car?
I don't
Didn't
know.
the
Like a
game do
50
that? A game
Yeah,
did
that was
Yeah.
Codemasters. That was
I-
grade
Yeah.
2, I believe.
GTA is like, nah, we
Or
got
Grid
this.
Autosport,
I
maybe.
just feel like as a console is out, like the value should go down because it's older and there's like a newer console coming out eventually.
It's almost as though there's some kind of psychotic outside force that's
Like-
making electronic parts cost more money for no fucking reason.
insane.
It's almost like that's happening. Is there something like that maybe?
gone are the days of reason.
Tired of winning.
But gone are the days of just like waiting for that sick bundle and price drop of a console. Those are gone, dude. That's
Right.
out the window.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and
You're-
going back to what we were talking about, like that's one of the reasons that like the market is not expanding. It's we don't have the $200 console to pick up 3 years in now.
Yeah.
Like it's a different thing. And like I think even without the current economic headwinds, like these component prices weren't going down
Yeah.
either because of NFTs and AI and all this other stuff that's like just keeping the demand up there.
I don't like some of this, but I don't
But
like it.
you would think that at some point, like, yeah, some of these components would get cheaper
Some
one way or
of
another.
I don't like it, dude. I don't like AI. I don't like it. Makes me so nervous, dude. AI and all this shit,
It's
dude.
pretty nuts. You know, obviously we try not to, talk about politics because it always makes some dumb fuck in the chat just go like meh, meh, meh. But goddamn, the news is just political now.
Yeah.
About gaming.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it.
No, for real. Yeah. 100%. It's like so politicized, like everything. And it's bleak right now. It's fucking bleak. Dude, $700 or $600 for an Xbox? What?
Yeah,
What?
The system that's not even selling that well, right?
I
Right?
cannot recommend that purchase. My God.
I do not recommend.
I do not recommend that
Right,
purchase.
like go out right now and probably like buy a Pro before it
Yeah.
goes up to like $1,000.
Dude, honestly.
like now.
Holy
Well, I'm gonna be looking to sell my launch PS5 at some point, and it's like it'll sell quick because I'm not gonna raise the price on mine. So
Yeah.
I'll just give it to you for
Don't,
what I paid
yeah.
for it minus the fact that it's used. So like. Whatever.
If you
It
want to
was-
buy Bloodworth's console, message him.
No. I want to
At
keep it local. Somebody I
Daniel
know,
Bloodworth.
but, yeah.
He is going to start a bidding war. Bloodworth's console bidding war.
I mean, it's supposed to be a meme, but I mean, GPUs are going to cost the same amount as their numbers.
Oh.
Oh my god. They basically already do.
Yeah, Nvidia's.
They're
it's gonna be
close.
rough.
They are just
Nvidia's
going
gonna be
to.
rough.
All right.
Thankfully, my PC is still holding up pretty well. Epic versus Apple continues. Court ruled that Apple can no longer take a cut from in-app purchases made outside of the App Store or restrict companies from telling users that they can get cheaper deals elsewhere. Yeah, I guess like if you sold something elsewhere, like you still had to pay Apple like 27% or
Of course.
something insane. like
Sorry, Tim Apple.
Yeah. The court is also clearly upset that Apple tried to go around their previous orders is considering whether they should be held in contempt.
Held in contempt.
Do it.
Do it.
Hold them in contempt.
I mean,
Quote, that Apple thought this court would tolerate such insubordination was a gross miscalculation.
Yo,
Hell yeah. Dude.
get them.
I don't know. Are they gonna listen to the courts?
Apple willfully chose not to comply with this court's injunction.
Seize them.
It did so with the express intent to create new anti-competitive barriers, which would, by design and in effect, maintain a valued revenue stream. A revenue stream previously found to be anti-competitive. Jesus. Epic is now claiming that they'll have Fortnite back on iPhone next week, but it's still kind of in Apple's court, and they are planning to appeal, so who knows?
Yeah, I noticed the other day. This impacted me directly because I don't ever buy anything on the fucking iPhone shop or whatever. But I have Bandcamp on here, and I was trying to buy music from this artist I like on my phone, and it took me like 5 minutes before I was like, why can't I buy anything on here?
Oh,
and
yeah,
then I
yeah.
went to the website, and they were like, yeah, you can't buy things on iPhone through Bandcamp. You have to go to the website. And I was like, that's tedious.
Crazy.
Because it's their stupid policy.
Used to be like Prime. You couldn't even buy like movies on the Prime Video app or whatever. You have to go to the website to buy them.
Yeah.
Eventually they
asinine.
relented on that, but that was so stupid. It's like, wait, the movie's right here. I just want to buy. Please open the website. I'm like, okay, all right.
Crazy.
This is dumb.
I wonder if that'll change now. It would be great for musicians if people could just buy stuff on the iPhone.
Well, it's yeah, that's the thing. It's like what it should be allowing is that other shops can exist or whatever. But
And I know a lot of them opted out of that because Apple took such a huge cut. But yeah,
it's still weird and complicated. So definitely read up on it. But I don't know for sure if Fortnite will come back. We'll see. Be right in time for that Star Wars event though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing Friday with Bossman.
Nice.
Locked in, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. What time is that happening?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I
know he
check.
starts streaming at like 1 or something.
Yeah,
but I
probably,
need to know when you're on.
Yeah, I think it's around then, yeah.
We talked about this earlier, but EA laid off another 400 or so people this week, including 100 at Respawn. And that includes a canceled extraction shooter in the Titanfall universe. So Titanfall just can't get a break.
Nope.
There are also large cuts made to EA's experiences and fan care teams, as well as roles in marketing and customer support. In lighter news,
so many people, dude.
yeah. In lighter news, though,
Thank God.
play this just to give us
He's back.
some catharsis.
He's back, baby.
Duck Detective,
Hell yeah.
the ghost of glamping.
Dude.
The second Duck Detective game will be out in just a couple weeks.
Dude,
May
this one
22nd.
looks
I gotta play that first
Sick.
one.
This
Yeah.
one looks so
That was
sick.
like
bud.
2 hours on a group stream.
Yeah, we did a full
I did it
playthrough.
one of the weeks where I had a migraine or whatever.
Yeah. Also, Midnight Murder Club was so fun, Isla.
Dude, it looked cool.
So fun.
The parts I could see through the scintillating tear in my vision looked kind of fun.
Yeah. It's so great because the private lobbies, we can just have 6 of us in our own lobby. We don't have to like sweat online or anything. It's just
Exactly. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah,
it
we're
was-
playing it. Oh god.
Yeah, so we were just playing with us, and it was so delightful. What a game.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to work out with neighbors. We would probably had a little bit better time if we.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And
But
then,
yeah, Duck Detective
I'm
shout out.
sorry, okay?
Everybody check out Duck Detective. Seriously. Is it a hidden gem? Could we call it a hidden gem?
I think
lesser-known
there's a lot of
gem?
people that don't know about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check it out for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And then you remember when we had Shuhei on? He talked about going to Gamescom Lotta, and he had to get that hot dog.
Hell yeah.
We got pictures.
He got it.
Check out these pictures of Shuhei with the hot dog.
He's so happy.
Yeah.
Living his best life.
Nice.
Yes. The Dogao. And he also got a Lifetime Achievement Award there,
As he
which was
should.
great. And I saw I didn't see this picture before I sent these over to Isla, but he also had a picture with him and Hank Rogers.
Nice.
So that's fine. Like, we just had both of them on the show back to back, and then they were together at Gamescom.
It's funny.
Nice. So yeah, really, really fun stuff.
That is good. Great stuff, Flip. Good way to end it. And now it is time for Love and Respect. Oh. Love and respect. Oh, false start there. Sorry about that.
Happens sometimes.
Yeah. From Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just kidding. Stone Cold Miracle. Hey, allies. I hope all is well. Happy Christmas, Merry Easter, and so. And so. Astrobot was incredible, and I think it's fair to say you guys all really liked it. I have been wondering about Team Asobi. They're obviously efficient at managing projects, considered they've released 1,000 times more new games than Naughty Dog or Sucker Punch have so far, which begs the question, what are those smart fellas up to? After Playroom, it made full sense to make a full Astrobot, but they've been doing that for 8 years or so now. So the horizons are endless. Gravity Rush 3, Jack 4, The Last of Us Remastered, but everyone's an Astrobot.
Last of Us where everyone's an Astrobot.
My love and respect question is this. What do you guys think Team Asobi is going to do next? Also, I forgot to say L&R the last time I asked a question. So, L&R.
I really like them saying Gravity Rush 3 because when we had Shuhei on, I asked Shuhei about the hopes of a possibility for Gravity Rush 3 because of everything that's happened with their Japanese studios, and he pointed out that they're open to licensing the IP to other studios or letting other studios work with the IP. So even though I don't know if they'd be able to work with the original creators, but I'd be down for A, more Gravity Rush, and B, Team Asobi to try their hand at it. You know, since they were so good at making these great platformers. I was like, Gravity Rush is pretty much a platformer, and it has combat. I'd like to see what they could do with that.
Yeah,
I'd like it for sure.
Bloodworth?
Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious answer, because of how well that game's done, is that they will be doing more Astrobot. But I'm hoping that them showing what they can do with a relatively smaller team could mean that, if they do get the green light to expand in any significant way, that they could have like an A team and a B team. And so they could have a team that's like, okay, we're going to work on the next Astrobot. And then you could have another team that's like, okay, we're just going to make something else.
Yeah.
Like just
a Loco Roco.
Well, sort of, but like just, creativity just in general. Like we proved that like with a small team, we can make something that's going to resonate with people. So we're going to do that. We're just going to come up with something completely else that's going to, hit, not necessarily another platformer, but another, very enticing, exciting, all ages kind of game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. Anything in there?
We're dancing to the keyboardist downstairs.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's the most reasonable guess is the Astrobot. But I would be down to see them do whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, people have been aching for a new like Ape Escape and shit, right? Different team.
That was it. Yeah, I said Loco Roco, but Ape Escape would make 1,000,000,000% sense.
Yeah.
Do it.
And that's a game that you wouldn't expect to be gigantic.
Yeah.
So that would be a good pick.
It is a perfect pick.
Yeah.
They're probably already doing it right now.
That's what I would love to see them do. And like most devs like this is like while working on the next big Astrobot, where 90% of the team is doing that, 10% of the team does something smaller and weirder. Yeah.
They should do PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 2. Because they've shown how much they can do all the crossover.
And Destruction All-Stars
references.
too. Throw that in there too.
Oh, because they'll get all the people we want this time. Yeah.
Everyone's here.
That's right.
From Felipe Fonseca.
Felipe.
Greetings, allies. I watched Rasputin's latest video, highly recommend it, and one of the points he makes is about how many people criticize Tears of the Kingdom for making its challenges too easy. He shows clips of things I never would have thought to do in the game, which made me realize I'm not a very smart gamer. Similarly, I often see Huber getting frustrated with the difficulty of combat in games that I find extremely hard, and in some cases, even impossible. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on how reviews, analysis, impressions in any field, not just games, often come from people whose experiences don't reflect those of the average audience, and how that ends up shaping our discourse and debates.
Dude, every time you say that 16 is the easiest combat in video games. And I was like, I sucked ass at that, so I guess I suck. I guess I'm a bad person, Huber.
Some games just click for other people, you know?
Yeah.
Like you think Talos Principle is easy? That's probably my hardest game
True,
ever made.
True. Yeah.
Just thinking of it.
I think you, as a critic, as a reviewer, what have you, whatever it may be, I think it is up to you to just share your personal experience, whatever that may be. I find some games harder than others, easier than others. I can only share my thoughts and opinions because that's what it is. But then it's just basically on the consumer to, collate all the info. What does this person say? What does this person say? What does this person say? Okay, let's combine all of that information and take away what you will. And then obviously your own personal experience is different than, everyone else's. So.
That's the power, to take it back to the first thing we were talking about. Like, that's the power of having different personalities that you like and kind of agree with, or like know well enough to know what kind of stuff they're good at and they like.
Yeah.
And if you're like, oh, okay, I usually vibe with Huber and I find things about the same challenge as Huber, then you can align your opinions based on that.
Yeah.
It's information.
Absolutely. Yeah. One critique or one viewpoint is just more information to the pile. But it does. I think the end of the question is very, very interesting, and how it ends up shaping our discourse about games. Because it really does. A big think piece influencer video will make the rounds online, and that becomes the conversation.
Yeah.
Very often.
Yeah.
Very often.
It's interesting because I saw someone asking if they make a Tears of the Kingdom like easy mode because they thought it was too difficult. And then I think it comes down to like, experience of familiarity, like something that you've either spent a lot of time in and you know how it works. Obviously, those things seem easy, and it's like kind of hard to like return your frame of reference to like when you didn't have all the information. And also when like updates come out, those generally aren't as like challenging because you already know like the core basics of the game, versus someone who's newer to it hasn't like downloaded all that information yet. And they're still kind of like struggling with that. So for in the discourse, you usually have the people who are doing the discourse are usually the people who are like most familiar with the game. They played it to death. Then like they're trying. I don't think they're trying to be biased necessarily. It's just that like sometimes it's hard to rewind back to like, do you remember when you didn't know how to do all this stuff?
Yeah.
Like how difficult was it, or why do you think you were more able to tackle it? For an example I like to give related to Zelda is generally, for the most part, I'll be like, I've played all these Zelda games to death. So when I play them on stream, people are like, how did you figure it out so fast? And it's not a cheese thing, but it's like, well, because in this Zelda game, they did something like this. And I was like, oh, it's probably something like this. And
right.
Like, what if you don't have that knowledge? And you're like, wait, what the hell? Like, for example, like people like a lot of people I've said over time, like Link's Awakening, when it was released on Switch in 2019, a lot of its puzzles didn't make any sense. So they didn't teach you anything. And I'm like, well, if you played A Link to the Past and you played like the original Zelda, like something like bombable walls, it's like they don't clue you in maybe if you don't do things, but like that's been a staple of Zelda games from the beginning. So like naturally I'm going to try and bomb every goddamn wall. Or you put up the Link to the Past taught me you can use your sword and hold it out and kind of like bonk it on the wall, clink it on the wall, and hear the the sound, and it's like, oh, if it makes a different sound, it's hollow. You can bomb through it. So it's like these things are just like, sometimes I think it's hard for people to understand, like if you haven't been playing this series for a long time, you might not be used to the basics and the tenets of it. And so when you're engaging that discourse,
chat, it's a language. It's like a language you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And I think it would.
I speak fluent gamer.
I think it's a weakness and an oversight of a lot of people who engage at Discourse, whether it's us or even like content creators who are experts in that field, when they don't always consider what it's like for like the new player experience, the onboarding experience, or just maybe like the casual player experience, who's pretty much probably going to be the majority of people who engage with that game. So yeah, I do see it as like an issue, but like a lot of times, while there are definitely people who are probably trying to make it, an issue out of it, like it's entitlement or gatekeeping. I do think there are people who are not like intentionally trying to like be clouded by their bias with that, like in that way. It just like kind of just happens.
Right. Well, I mean, I was just lamenting the thing in Borderlands 4, right, where it's like, oh, here's the robot that's going to put the exact guideline for how you get to a thing, but it's like. Yeah, there's people that are probably like, oh, I've got so lost so many times because
if the
this
number
point on the map was like I couldn't tell like whether it was like above me or below me or where it was.
Man, I love getting lost in games, but I am like in the major minority there. People do not like getting fucking lost for more than like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, especially too like if you're trying to keep up with people and all of that stuff. Without fast traveling to them 100 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a weird thing that's like completely unique to video games because it's like it's about the interactivity, right? So it's like all of us can watch a movie, and yes, we all have different experiences watching a movie, but none of us like will find the movie too hard to get through the second part.
Well, in some ways. I know what you mean, though.
But like, yeah, it was like you're not rewatching it over and over and over again until we get through it, right?
Gotta rewind that scene. Didn't get
Although there are a couple of times with the freaking streaming platforms, there's so many times with Andor, it's like I didn't hear that. Rewind.
Andor.
It sounds like everyone's whispering right now.
Just watch the sub.
They said, what is it, like some high percentage, more than 50% of people use subtitles in English.
Yeah.
Because the audio balancing of like movies and TV shows in general is just
I'm
bad.
also watching on this thing too, so it's like,
Just have a wife from another country, and then you'll just get used to watching everything with subs.
Thank you for the question. That was a great question. Now it's time to play a game! From RF Switch! Greetings, allies! Since we're doing the top 10 funniest games this week, let's play a game in regards to it. I'm gonna list 10 of the strangest lines of dialogue from video games. Your job is to guess what game it comes from, and you get a bonus point if you correctly guess the character that says it. The first one will be pretty easy, and then it's gonna get weird. Love and respect, RF. First one. I want to have fuck with you.
Okay, wait, what? These are lines from something?
Yeah.
You're supposed to identify the game, and if you can, identify who said it.
I want to have fuck with you.
I feel like I've heard that.
You know this. You know
I
this.
know this?
You know
This
this.
is the easy one.
You know this. You know this.
My mind has gone blank.
You know this. 10 out of 10 video game.
What is it?
Disco Elysium.
Okay.
Harry
I should have known
Dubois.
that too, because RF was just playing that. Listen, I played that 400 years ago.
I know, that really was 400 years ago. Holy shit. All right, number 2. Is this a joke? Are you having a chuckle? Haha, very funny. I'm the one with a degree.
This is hard.
These are hard.
I'm the one with the degree.
I'm giving everybody 20 seconds because you're either going to know it or not. Not even 20 seconds.
What if we just list
Otacon? Like, I don't know, MGS?
Resident Evil.
When does the
Tem shop vendor
Halo.
in Undertale.
Christ.
Deep cut.
Yeah.
These are tough. So you want to be a pirate, eh? You look more like a flooring inspector.
Pirate Yakuza?
No, but good guess.
It does seem like it.
Guy.
See it.
Monkey Island?
Yes!
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Secret of Monkey Island, the blind lookout. All right, number 4. There's 10. I have no patience for people who interrupt me when I'm busy doing nothing.
Ooh, that sounds familiar too.
Blood knows this. Blood knows this one.
I know this.
What'd you say, Isla?
Dante?
No.
Outer Worlds.
No.
Huh.
You know this one, Blood.
I know this.
5 seconds.
Bayonetta?
Mass Effect.
No. A guy from Moonside, Earthbound.
Oh, okay.
Earthbound. Number 5. We eat gods for breakfast.
That does sound familiar.
This is so Isla and Damiani bait.
It sounds so familiar.
Isla and Damiani
Yeah, you both
bait?
are obsessed with this shit. I've always been like so medium on the franchise.
What?
I know it's a hot take. I'm sorry.
What franchise do Damiani and I like that you don't like?
We eat
There's
gods for
zero
breakfast.
overlap. We eat gods for breakfast?
Yeah.
Near?
That is Dr. Egon, Ghostbusters.
Oh. Okay, my head was in the way wrong space for that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because it's a follow-up too. If
That was a good
if
game.
you're a god, you say yes.
I liked that game.
That's a good game.
I have a special memory of that game. I think I've told this before, but a girlfriend and I broke up, and I biked to the Best Buy to buy that game to comfort myself.
Yeah. That's a good comfort game. And the fact that it like is a sequel to Ghostbusters 2, right?
Yeah.
That was cool. Number 6. Sucking on a bottle of ketchup doesn't seem to satisfy you, no matter what the government thinks.
Deadly Premonition?
I've never played this.
DMC. Oh, you've never played this?
I've never played this one.
Sucking.
Give us a hint.
The narrator says it.
Great.
Is that Baldur's Gate?
Nope.
No.
It's a space game.
There's no ketchup in Baldur's Gate.
I don't know.
Yeah, Portal 2?
There's no narrator in most
Starfield?
games.
No. It's the 4th one, apparently.
Have any of it... Fallout?
No.
Have any of us played this?
I have no idea. I've honestly never even heard of it.
I have no mouth and I must scream.
Space Quest 4.
Oh my god, okay. That
Wow.
does fit. That fits.
That makes
But
sense.
we would have never come to that. It's an old Sierra game.
Number 7. Lovely place to have to smash my way through.
Dead Rising.
No.
Fallout 3.
No. It is a goatee. For sure.
Oh, I was gonna say Dinosaur.
Hi-Fi Rush.
One
No.
of our Hall of Greats?
I don't think it is, but it absolutely should be.
Say it again.
Lovely place to have to smash my way through.
Mad World.
Knack.
No.
Mad World. I've heard.
That is Zag in Hades.
Yeah, that sounds like something he would say too.
I'm spoilers. I'm bringing next Hall of Greats. If we do that shit, I'm bringing Hades.
Yeah, do we still do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Sweet.
forgot if
I feel
we
like it's
still
been
do that.
84 years.
It's been since
At
November.
least.
That was the best. Cabby, dude, Titanic. That's where this meme's from. It's been 84 years.
84 years. Remember she drops that diamond
Oh.
worth like $14 billion into the ocean?
Number 8. Look, these are the jokes, okay?
That's the next quote?
Yeah.
Mad Hazard.
No.
Oh, I feel like I've heard this.
You
up, Raiders?
definitely have heard this. You've
Half-Life.
definitely heard this, Isla.
These are the jokes.
Look, these are the jokes, okay?
It feels like a Psychonauts or a
You know this.
I know this.
You know this.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kick myself because this is the tip of my tongue here.
We start guessing games like Stanley Parable.
No. Yourself says it in Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh, wow.
All right, 2 more. Number 9. Burning people. He says what we're all thinking.
Real Firefighters.
No.
Burning people?
Burning
Dead
people.
Island, Dead
He says what we're all
Rising.
thinking.
I don't know this
That
one.
one's not triggering
That
anything.
is the one, the only GLaDOS Portal 2.
Oh shit, dude! RF, these are hard as
These are
shit.
hard as hell. I know. I realize I like movie quotes are like my favorite thing
Yeah.
ever. Gaming
Yeah.
quotes are
Gaming
tough.
quotes are hard.
Yeah.
Every game is 50 billion hours long.
All right, number 10. Final one. You're talking an awful lot for a dead person. That is so insane.
God of War?
No.
Shadow of the Damned?
This is ridiculous. This is a 1994 game.
Oh, 1994.
Holy shit.
The book says it.
The book?
The book.
Book?
The book.
Hang on.
You're talking an awful lot for a dead person.
Medieval.
Medieval, yeah.
No.
that's
No,
what I was
that's too
gonna say.
early. That's too early.
94.
There is a movie.
Is it like Lost World or Jurassic
Nope.
Park?
Doom?
Nope.
Evil Dead.
Not
No.
Mortal Kombat.
Stephen King?
No.
Alone in the Dark.
Discworld?
No. Just leaving all the video games.
What is it?
No, that is the 1994 interactive game of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
God. Oh shit! I should have guessed Page Master. It still would have been wrong. But.
Very fun one, RF.
That was
very
fun, but impossibly hard.
Yeah, I think Isla won with like 1.5 points.
I don't think we got anything. I don't think we got a single one.
No, you got.
I did?
Yeah, you got. Secret of Monkey Island.
Oh, right. I got Monkey
Yes.
Island.
Yes.
There we go.
You did.
Yes.
You win.
Yes.
Haha, I win.
1 out of 10. Winner. It's like baseball over here.
Yeah.
All right.
What's my RBI now? 0.001.
That's not how that.
I don't know anything about sports.
Runs batted it.
By the way, before we get to this week's bets, Easy Allies patrons are getting 2 bonus love and respect questions. They're always so fun. I love them. Including some thoughts on AAA versus indie projects. Yo, grudge match. So if you want to get in on that extended cut, consider becoming a $5 patron at patreon.com/easyallies. You also get the ad-free version of this podcast. Amazing. And 2 days early, so you get early access. Early access. You can submit questions to Love and Respect. We need more submissions, so don't be shy. Get them in there. We love them. Ask us anything within reason. Mm-hmm. And you get into the official Discord where everyone is lovely. And if you really want to help us out, you can join one of our producer tiers. Our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast each and every week. This month's shout outs go to Jabawabs and El Thanis. Shout out. Now come join us on Patreon for those 2 bonus questions. That's patreon.com/easyallies. It is time for bets.
Bets. Bets.
Yo, I love that. I love that, bud. Holy shit. This week's bet is movie themed. Sorry about it. It's just the way it is. We love movies and we love video games and we just love it all. Thunderbolts comes out tonight. I'm seeing the 10:50 show. I am hyped as shit. What will the box office be for Thunderbolts? How much money will it make worldwide box office by this time next week, according to Box Office Mojo? The arrogant child, Damiani.
I'm going to go with 92 million.
92 million. The wicked worm, Daniel Bloodworth.
I went 97 million.
97 million. The whimsical scum, Isla.
112 million, Michael.
I like it. Punish Castellanos, Dawn.
45 million.
45 mil. Lowballing
That's
it. Lowballing it.
What did Morpheus or whatever the heck that was?
Morbius?
Mobius?
It's Morbid.
Morpheus?
Not which release?
The one with the
first
Morbid
one.
time. Definitive.
It's Morbid time. The Strange Valentine, Gabby.
115. Damn, you iced me out again.
And the Fancy Stars member, me. 88 million.
Right there with Captain America then.
Morbius's opening weekend was 39 million.
Woo!
Domestic.
All right. Oh, this bet is going to depress the shit out of me, huh? Fuck. Last week's bet, Days Gone Remastered came out last week, so I asked where it would rank on Twitch today, a week after launch. Damiani said 25. Bloodworth said 27. Isla said 36. Dawn said 12. Gabby said 30. I said 22. We checked right before the podcast. The answer was 366.
You had the first 2 digits right, Isla.
Holy crap.
Damn it. Yo, give Days Gone a shot. It's so fun. It is so fun.
One thing that did not help Huber, they had both Days Gone and Days Gone Remastered. Days Gone was higher.
It's hilarious.
So
Probably not by much. Probably not enough to change who won.
No, it was
Yeah.
like 20 higher or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I had the high.
Yeah. So
Even if I was off by 300.
yeah, the winner is Isla. Sweet. Bringing these scores, first place and this week's winner. Yes. Okay. Bringing the scores to Punish Castellanos Dawn 6.
Dispatch! DGR is DOA!
And the whimsical scum Isla closing the gap to 2.
I don't remember what my sound. I never win. I don't know what my sound is.
Oh, so good. Jeez, Dawn is such a big lead. Crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh, long way to go still. It's only May.
Yeah.
It's only
Just started, man.
Yeah, we got like 7 months. All right. The Midnight Murder Club group stream was last Tuesday, this Tuesday, and it was delightful. Wow. That is a fun game. Even right now in like bare bones is a little extreme, but like limited early access content right now, it is still so fun. Check out that group stream. I was a little nervous because the game is like pitch black.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
on
I was like,
stream.
is this a good stream?
Yeah, it was
game?
like are they gonna enjoy just looking at a pitch black screen here? But no, it is fun. Really, really fun game.
The
We're addicted.
modifier and wildcard where it's just like the Tron light trails.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Gabby put it best. She's like, yo, this is immediately in like the Easy Allies rotation, you know, with
Lethal Company.
Lethal
stuff,
Company,
yeah.
or what's the walking one?
Oh,
Lethal Company, content warning, repo.
no, he's talking about In Plain Sight.
In Plain
Hidden in Plain
Hidden in Plain
Sight.
Sight.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hidden in Plain
It's a little
Sight.
trickier though, because
Yes.
that Hidden Plain Sight you can just like grab and stick on the TV. Like
Yeah.
Midnight Murder Club, like
You gotta set up a little bit.
yeah, we need to be on like separate machines. Yeah.
Super, super cool game. Sunderfolk is next week.
Dude.
So excited.
Thunderfolk rips.
Can't wait for that. And Summer Game Fest is a month away. Reminder, we will have a meetup on June 5th. Yes, the Switch 2 launch day in LA. Exact location is still being confirmed. Well, we're pretty sure we know where it will be. And we will be there from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So a nice little 4-hour chunk. Alrighty, Isla, you get to shout out to anything or anyone that's on your mind this week. You get the final word, and you get to sign off with your trademark sign off. Take it away.
Yo! Yeah, shout out to anything or anyone that's on my mind. I mean, geez, just anybody who's dealing with these freaking layoffs and whatever and corporate overlords and stuff. You know, just keep your head on straight. Keep your spirits up.
Yeah. Keep hope
Everything-
alive.
Keep hope alive. Everything will be all right. Oh, probably not, but yeah. Final word. Fuck capitalism, dude. Like,
Yeah.
fuck the whole enterprise. God damn. Why can't we just be people and be nice? You know? Like, I saw a video of that guy. He's, like, playing Vivaldi, and these two girls had violins, and they just started playing Vivaldi with him in the airport. And, like, that's what people are supposed to fucking be, man.
Sick.
That's what humans are supposed to be doing, you know? Like, hey, look at this interesting turtle. Like, that's people. Not this craziness. I don't know. Fuck.
I love it.
Good night and good game.
Bits. Bits.
Yo, I love that.